Hello, greetings, salutations, welcome, one and all. I am cold, which is why I'm wearing this hoodie indoors right now. Is an interesting, fun day of rain and darkness and gloom. I noticed that it's very hard for me to even hear the rain in my house, which takes away my favorite part of rain, which is the sound of it. But what can you do? Anyway, hi. How's it? Troke, hi. How? Oh, welcome. Welcome to you too. I see you now that you've said words. Hi. How's it going? We're gonna be doing a couple of things today. Frickin' emote. We're gonna be doing a couple of things. I wanted to make bread because I've not made bread before. As has been mentioned several times on this stream, I have had an aversion to using yeast because something about putting living things into my food that I'm creating has just weirded me out, and I'm like, there's tons of room for error. But somehow, everything I've made with yeast so far has turned out pretty all right. So we're going to be doing. Hi, Mom. What up? Hey. Yeah. Yes. 1 cup mayo. Exactly. Not 1 cup's mayo. 1 cup. But that's not for the bread. Though we could put mayo on the bread if you want. You can do that later. We gotta wait for the bread to cool off. I don't even know if I'm gonna be eating the bread on stream, just because it's gonna be the last thing that's done, and also it will need to cool a little bit. So I don't know. Anyway, point is that since the bread's gonna need a lot of time to rise, in the meantime, we're gonna be making the stuff. What is the stuff, you may ask? It is this tuna noodle casserole recipe that my mom used to make. That now is called the stuff. Because every time I make it, people will be like, "Oh, can you make the stuff again?" It's like, "What stuff?" "Oh, that stuff." Yes. So, but first we need to start on bread so we can, get that rising just all, underway. Where's my stuff? Okay, so steps number the first. We need water and whole milk. We are going to use precise measurements, the most precise ever. So let me just grab my water. And my never-expiring lactose-free milk. It'll be fantastic. So we need 174 grams of water, approximately. Some such. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 73. Oh, so close. 74, maybe. Yes, perfect. Okay. Put you back in there. And then I believe it's 125 grams of whole milk. Yeah, I was mentioning to Witty that, so this recipe for this bread, it's, I just yanked directly from Joshua Weissman, who, once again, if you don't follow his stuff on YouTube, he's got some good stuff. Fantastic recipes that are, generally speaking, easy to follow along with. And one of the things I like about him is that he uses gram measurements for like as many of the ingredients as he can, which I appreciate. Let me get my tiny whisk. So this needs to be 98 degrees. So we're going to pop it into the microwave for, I don't know, 30 seconds. See what that does to it. See, and then we're going to need to mix in the yeast. So let me just separate one of these packets out ahead of time. Immortal milk. It sure is. It's the craziest. I love this stuff. He's the bread. See, here's what I don't understand. Is that I've not really seen many things of him that would lead me to think he is a bread guy. But in the video that I'm using for this particular recipe, he mentions that people know him as the bread guy. But, I mostly just know... I think the very first thing that I ever saw him do... what temperature are you? You are... 78 degrees, not hot enough. Put you in for another 15 seconds. 15-second intervals or something. But, I think one of the first things I ever watched of his was But Better. So it's basically, gourmet makes, but, not necessarily pastries or candies or whatnot. Or even snack food. A lot of fast food. Making a lot of fast food, but better. Alright, where are we at? You're now 103. Okay, so we're just gonna let you cool off a little. Actually, it could probably be fine. I feel like I've put yeast into 110 degree stuff before and it's been basically all right. Let me just stir that around real fast. All right, well, actually now you're at 91. Whoops, hold on. Just kidding. Give me another 5 seconds. 5 seconds is a long enough amount of time to do something, right? Okay. Yeah, no, I looked up the recipe that he had for baguettes, because, you know. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect temperature. Okay, so we're going to put this in. And we're going to mix it, right? Yes. Mix, yes. And then lightly cover with plastic wrap and let sit for 10 minutes. Let's just get our yeasty boys out. Yeast. Yeast, there it is. Mmm, smells like yeast. Delicious. All right. 10 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so. Yeah, the recipe that he had for baguettes was ridiculously complicated, and I'm like, I don't think I would ever want to make this. It looks like just the biggest pain in the neck that I can possibly think of. So, probably won't be making any French bread anytime soon. Maybe so. I mean, if anything, not on the stream, because like just the amount of time that it takes would not be conducive to a single stream. Primarily because I think you have to do some stuff like the day before. But anyway, go Mom for the stuff. Mom never called it the stuff though. Does he really have almost exclusively seen his bread videos? Interesting. Yeah, I only know him mostly from the But Better and But Cheaper. Both of those I think are very fun. Although I haven't really tried to make any of those ones yet. I don't know, maybe someday. Especially the But Cheaper. I can definitely get behind But Cheaper. Yeast? Yeast? Is that a word? All hail the tiny whisk. Scroll. It's, yeah, give it some whiskey business. All right, so while this is 10 minutes in, which I've already wasted a whole minute, let's do the part with combining the flour and the sugar and the salt. Let's see here. It's combine bread, flour, salt, and sugar, whisk. Okay, so with a bigger whisk. Is it 440? 440 grams of bread flour. I actually bought bread flour for this. Like, I think a while ago I was thinking, oh man, I would love to make some Olive Garden breadsticks with a copycat recipe. And all the recipes that I looked up initially called for bread flour, which we did not have. And I was like, I don't want to buy bread flour simply to make some breadsticks right now. So I did not. But now that I have it, who knows? Maybe I'll make that Alfredo sauce and make some delicious breadsticks, which will be so much better than Olive Garden's breadsticks. I used to like Olive Garden's breadsticks a lot more. I feel like they've, generally speaking, gone down in quality in the last few years. Oh, we're getting flour all over the place. All right. It's fine. It's fine. There's a lot of flour. Okay. Yeah, almost. 445. Oh, that's a number. That's a number that's too big. Oh, 41. Oh my God, so close. Perfect. Okay. 440. And then we wanted 8 grams of fine sea salt. Should I do this by weight? Sure, why not? Hold on. Oh, you know what we can do? We can be smart about it. Where did all the... Oh, they're over here. Over here on the drying rack that I didn't bother to actually clear out because I'm diligent like that. More salt, please. More salt faster. There we go. As much as I love weighing stuff, weighing small amounts of stuff is kind of a pain in the butt because my scale does not always kick in right away. There we go. 8 grams. There we go. Blap. And What else we need? Sugar. 21 grams of granulated sugar. All right. I suppose if I wanted a sweet bread, maybe I could add more. Probably a bad idea. Would not necessarily recommend. Oh, so close. 20. I'm the master at almost getting measurements correct on the first try, but not. Probably a very strange thing to be proud of. Oh man, I'm the best at almost doing things correctly. It's like, doesn't that mean you still did it wrong? The answer to that is yes. Whisk. Whisk and smaller whisk. Never speak to me or my son again. Whisk it up together. Okay, so we're whisking. Bottom of a mixer bowl. Yep, this is it. This is my mixer bowl. Okay, when the yeast is ready, let's see. Gonna be low speed. Stream it in until it's all mixed. All right, you can do that. And I will supposedly know that it's done when it's... Oh, it already looks pretty frothy. All right. Looking good, looking good. And a whole 5 minutes until we get to actually use it. So hi, how's it going? There's gonna be some breaks in this particular stream from here and there, because even though even though I'm making the stuff during the biggest break, during the first rise, there's another 45-minute rise after we've put it into the loaf pan. So that's gonna be a thing. Gonna have to figure out what to do with that. Yeah, I think we could have whiskey business all day, all night. I'd be fine with that. So yeah, feel free to, ask questions, call me names, anything that floats your boat. Play 20 questions. I don't even know. Ask all the questions that you're not supposed to ask. I may or may not answer them. Also funny, cat fact. If I'm going into another room and don't open the door fast enough, the Krampus takes it upon himself to show me how to open the door by waving his paw from... That's funny. From my hand to the doorknob. That's, well, I mean, you don't want you to be trapped in a room. You could die in there. Unless you have enough food. And then you could probably be fine for, a pretty fair amount of time. But yeah, just looking out for you. That's a good cat right there. Cat's name is Krampus? I find that amusing. And I wonder if it's appropriate. How demonic is this cat? The other is Space Invader. That's a cute name. I like that one. Krampus generates images of terror in my head, but Space Invader just sounds whimsical to me. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? African or European? Didn't somebody actually try to figure out the answer to this question? Some nerd. Some nerd at some university was like, all right, we're going to actually try to measure this and figure out what the actual answer is. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, obviously. But... yeah, this isn't Sin Becomes Google, necessarily. I mean, I could. If it's a question that I'm like, oh, I do want to know that. In fact, yesterday, the question came up, check this out. This is actually fun. Okay, so... was thinking to myself, amongst the people that I was with, it's like, how much sugar can dissolve in water, really? What is the upper limit of that? And as it turns out, About 420 grams per cup of water, which is like double the volume of water to sugar. It's stupid. It is a lot. That's like, it's also about double the amount that you use to make simple syrup, which is just mind-boggling when you think about it. See, the Krampus got his name because he stole all of Space's new toys the first day he was in my house. That's hilarious. Oh, and mean. What a jerk. So I guess we know who the, more dominant cat is in the house. What is my favorite bread? I mean, I suppose it depends on the context, but as a general, sort of when I think of, oh man, I love this bread, probably potato bread. Potato bread is very tasty and good in, like, most situations I would eat bread for, I think. Though, if we're talking about, like, delicious, like, desserty breads, see, pumpkin bread. Here's the thing. I think generally I like pumpkin bread more than I like banana bread, but chocolate chip banana bread, there is something about this just choice. 4, 3, 2, 1, and shut your mouth. All right. So now our yeast is looking like this. It looks very, very yeasty, as you can see. So we're going to turn this on to slow speed. Is this slow enough? This feels slow enough. And we're going to slowly... Hold on. We're also going to take our phone so that we know what's going on. We're going to slowly drizzle this in. I don't know if this is slow enough or if this is too fast. Oh, I didn't put the plastic wrap on it. I'm an idiot. I wonder how bad that's going to be. It'll be fine. Making mistakes already. Alright, get in there. Get in there, yeasty boys. Alright, so you heard it here first. If this turns out to be terrible, we've identified one of the problem sources. Sin did not follow the directions. Alright, so that's there. Alright, so. Okay, low speed, all mixed. Scrape the side. Where's the spatula? Here's a spatula. Alright. Scraping the sides. Scraping the sides. Scraping this in. Okay. Keep mixing 1 to 2 minutes, or 2 to 3 minutes until it looks smooth. Okay, so let's just pump that for 3. Are you proud of me messing up already? Oh man. Any bread favorite of all bread? Oh my god. Oh god, there's more things. What is my favorite dessert? Probably cheesecake. I mean, it's just so versatile and delicious, and I love it so much. Though again, I do still want to make that one cake, the dulce de leche cake that I got from that one food truck that was just amazing. And I found a recipe that I think would satisfy, satisfactorily replicate it, but I still need to actually just, A, remember that it's a thing that I have, and B, do it. Because, I mean, another thing, too, is, like, if I make a cake, especially this one that is so delicious that I want so much, it's probably going to turn into a situation where I eat the whole thing and then I gain, like, 20 pounds. So, that'll be fun and exciting. How much would I pay for the best cheesecake? Probably not a lot. I don't... Like, I think it's way too... Like, I'm not going to pay $60 for a whole Cheesecake Factory cheesecake. I think that's ridiculous. What's the grossest food I've ever eaten? Oh, God. I don't know if it's the grossest necessarily, but I do remember when I had wheatgrass with a friend of mine, it was one of the most vile things I ever put into my mouth voluntarily. So I think maybe that, possibly, if that constitutes food. Let's see here. What's the biggest cooking accident I've had? Huh. I think I almost set a kitchen on fire once. I was broiling some marshmallows in an oven on top of a cheesecake as the final step in the recipe, and they were in just a little too long, and they caught fire. We managed to put it out. Everything was fine, but that's probably the closest to disaster that I've come in the kitchen. I don't know if I've told that story before. I feel like I might have. What's the largest dessert I've ever made? Good God. I don't know. I haven't really made very many big desserts. There's, 10-inch cheesecakes, which are a whole inch bigger than 9-inch cheesecakes. Okay, that's looking smooth. Alright, so step next. I'll continue answering this question in just a second. Alright, so add the butter 1 tablespoon at a time until incorporated. Alright, so here we have our butter previously gotten. We're going to just plop you in. Yeah, incorporate that butter. So buttery. It's kind of incorporated. Yes, thank you. Thank you, oven. I appreciate you. And sure, we'll put this one in. There we go. Get down there. Incorporate, damn you. KIDS, Kids Incorporated. Huh. Okay, this looks different than I would have expected, maybe. Oh, maybe the third one did it. The third one is what it was all about. Oh, man. Okay, so the dough's looking a lot stickier than it was a second ago. Oh, boy. Okay. But I imagine this is what we're going for. It's probably a good thing. Let's all hope and pray that it was a good thing. Can't believe I forgot to cover the frickin'... I guess, like, none of the other recipes that I've done with yeast have said to cover the mixture while it did its thing, so I'm gonna blame that. Alright, so it looks like it's come together, and it said to continue for another 30 seconds after that, and then I can start using my thoughts on other stuff. Fingers crossed this turns out not terrible. I'm dying. Why are you dying? What happened? Why? That is one hell of a noise. What, this thing? Oh, the flap flap? Sin is killing the living things in a stand mixer. Flap flap flap. It's fine, don't worry about it. Okay, so now this has definitely come together nicely. Alright, so now we're going to turn that off. Look, it's dough! Dough! Okay, so the next step was to what? Hold on. 30 seconds. Okay, so lightly shape into a ball and then place into greased bowl covered with greased plastic wrap. This one I'm not going to forget to do. And I'm actually going to get some oil. Do we actually still have other... I'd say yes, we do. Okay, so this should probably be enough. Thank you. All right. Just a little bit. Oil up this bowl. Oil it up. There we go. Just so that the dough doesn't stick. But yeah, let's see. I haven't made a cake that's more than 2 layers, so that's not like really big. I made those 100 cupcakes on the stream. That was big in quantity, if not size. And additionally, I've also made I think it was 3 or 4. I think it was 3 dozen mini cheesecake cupcakes. Once upon a time, that was a lot. That could also count, maybe. Okay, so that's greased. I'm probably just gonna use this crap for the top of the plastic wrap. Okay, so dough. Hand is too wet. Too wet to handle this dough. Okay, so we're gonna try to form it into a ball. We're going to try very carefully. First we're gonna take this off the hook. There we go. And we're gonna grab our dough. There we go. Oh, don't you dare. Don't you, come on. There we go. Oh, yeah. All right, so here we have our dough. And we're gonna attempt to form into a ball without getting too much of it stuck onto the counter. Maybe a rounder ball with less seams would be good. Let's see here. That is the moistest noise known to man. The moistest noise ever. Makes me want to make bread now. I mean, why not? I mean, if I can do it, anybody can do it. All right, so this looks kind of like a ball of dough, right? Sure. Let's say it's a ball. All right, so we're gonna plop that right there. Cool. And then, actually, hold on. Sure, we'll just add that bit there. It's fine. Nobody needs to know. It's cool. Wash your hands again, Sin. Wash them. Okay, all right. Initial hard part seems to be done. Seems being the operative word. All right, is this the broken one? This is the broken one. We're not going to use it yet. We'll use it later when we don't care. Yeah, if anybody's got, like, you know, a free hand to look something up, could you see if there's any sort of guidance on what happens when you do and do not cover your yeast mixture before adding it to your flour when making bread? Because, again, like I said, I don't remember that being a thing they told me to do in the past. So, I'd kind of like to have an idea of what is or is not going to happen to my food. Is that Prinny I see? No, that's Princess Edie. I saw a P. Hello, greetings. Wait, plump balls are the best. Yes. Generally, when it comes to food, plump is good, unless it's like a can of soup. You don't want your cans of soup to be plump. That's not great. Slap the ball. Hold on. Let me slap the ball. Here, I slapped it. You happy now? Oh, and so Night Sky Agura? Algebra? Hello. I don't know how to pronounce the last part of her name, but greetings and salutations. What else have I missed it here? Missed. Oh my gosh. I'm just here until my massage appointment. Oh man, can't wait till my next week. It's only just begun. Body massage. Stroke. Alright. So that is that, and we can put you here. And, oh, I think this might actually make it stick more, which is good, because this usually does not stick super duper well to this plastic. Come on. Come on, plastic wrap. Work with me here. I need you to behave. You're on live television. Come on. There we go. All right, cool. So now this needs to rest at room temperature for somewhere between 60 to 90 minutes. Which means that is the perfect amount of time to make the stuff and or possibly eat the stuff. Until doubled in size. Alright, so I will place this somewhere. Actually, I guess I could leave it here because we're going to go on a magical mystery tour over to there because that is where most of the making stuff is going to take place. See, it doesn't rise as well without being covered yet. Well, yeah, for the rising process, yes. What I'm talking about is that when I put the yeast into the water and milk mixture, it said to cover it there, and I don't remember that being one of the steps on the previous yeast things I made. I could be wrong. Like, my memory could just have blocked it out for some reason. Also, how do you like that view of that Great Value canola oil? Oh man, so good, right? Alright, so at 5:30 is when we should be able to check and see how... See, that's another thing. I'm like not great at gauging what is doubled in size. Like, I see what it is now. Okay, yeah, it looks like a lump of dough. But how do I know the volume of something that's doubled in size? That's good. it there for now. All right, what was I doing? What was I doing? Where was my brain? What's going on? What year is it? Right, we're going on a magical mystery tour, so I'm going to need to move things. Hopefully this won't break the setup again, as it sometimes does. So let me just plop that out. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Wait, I feel like there's a reason most people have covered the bread or dough during the proofing process, that there's no light exposure? Well, okay, but like, I don't know. Because I've never heard anyone talk about light being a thing that matters for that. I know they're like, oh, you could use a towel. But I think that's more to have it be covered, but also kind of let it breathe. Maybe? I'm not a baker. I'm driving and I can't look it up, but I always remember that being a thing on The Greatest Baker. Interesting. Heard about the light exposure as well. Really? Huh. Okay, well, maybe I'll put it in a dark place. I'll put it underneath these cupboards so it's slightly not as bright, I guess. I don't know. I don't freaking know. I'm just more concerned about it being, as tightly covered as possible. That's my main concern, which is already probably not very. From what I understand, covering the initial leasing process doesn't really make a difference, though I guess if your kitchen is very cold, it could help maintain temperature. The ball is more plump, extreme plumpage. 5 minutes of light exposure isn't going to harm the yeast. I'm not a baker, but I do know about fungus. Well, hopefully no fungus is going to show up in the bread, if I can help it. So, all right, let us attempt to do some stuff. We're gonna move you around. I hope nobody gets motion sickness, because we're gonna be moving ever so slightly. Moving just a little. Choto move this. Da-da-da-da. I've also only used towels. Really? How breadly are you, Trope? How much of a breadman would you call yourself? Alright, got it over there. You can sit right here, and then I will crush up like so, and plap into the spot here again, and loosen this. What's up? Hi guys. How's it going? Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Oh god, it's breaking. It's breaking. No, not breaking? Maybe breaking? Possibly breaking. There we go, that's what we wanted. Okay, get the cord out of the way, get that thing there out of the way, and try to sort of make the camera stay in position. That would be great. That'd be super great. I would really like that if you would do that for me, camera. Please. Please behave. Yes, no, possibly. Stay there. Stay. Good. Yes. Excellent. Okay. And like so. Okay. Cool. Awesome. All right. I think we're more or less all right. So I should probably re-pull up that recipe. Did I actually save it into my frickin'? I didn't, did I? I used to make it so often that I had it memorized, so I didn't really ever need to have instructions. But I've made it less and less in recent times. So, wait, yeast is a fungus. Oh, well, that's a thing. Wow. Once again, learning something new every day. But it's not a mushroom, it's just a fungus. There's a difference. That makes it okay. Saying I have important info. Covering the ball of dough with a rag, however, is important. Wait, so I should not be using plastic wrap? What's the deal there? Gluten-free only. These updates are exciting. For no other reason than to keep the surface of the dough from drying out and resist rising. So just generally covering good, necessary, but not necessarily rag. I'm lost. Help! Somebody help me. Okay, whatever the case is okay, so first things first. Making the stuff. As you can see, ingredients down there. We're going to need to boil some water, so I'm going to actually try to get that started. It's going to take a while. Yeah, the main reason, well, kind of the main reason, one of the main reasons that I decided to do this one during the interim is because it does pretty much take about an hour from start to finish. Where is my tuna noodle? Not tubs. What? Spell. Learn how to spell. God. Oh, you can use plastic wrap. Good. I don't understand why you are so resistant to just cover the thing with a rag. Mostly because I don't know if I have enough just freestanding rags to do that with. I think I might have a clean one right now, but typically all of our rags are used to like either dry hands or dishes, which live right here. So I use a rag, so I just said that. Also at Troke meat. Gluten-free bread, I imagine? Did I miss that? Oh, the gluten-free only. Super hard, barely an inconvenience. Only bread my daughter can eat. I see. So wait, hold on. How does one do that? Like, my understanding is that gluten is formed when you mix the flour in the dough, right? So you just do that as little as possible? Is that how that works? Also, why is this so low? Turn this up. This needs to heat, yo. We need it to get hot. I guess we could technically start on all parts of this process. Let me grab the scale. Did I put the milk back? Put the milk back, right? Pretty sure that's the thing I did. Also, I'm going to want to use this, so I'm going to wash it off real fast, too. This is what I use to stir the soup and cheese mixture. Yeah, I still refer to the original recipe that my mom sent me in my email back in, oh god, when was this? 2008. Been making this since 2008. It's like 13 years. Man, good times. All right. Shoop it up, doop it up. Yep, do that. Yep. Okay, so it's going to be 425. Eventually. Obviously, got to wait for it all to be assembled first. All right. Yes, no reason to not get started on the cheesy bit, so we're going to just dump this in here. I realize now, too, that I probably do want both of these showing because I'm going to be doing stuff on both burners, and this is way too big. It's way too big to dig that out. Wait, what? Will it cheese? What is this will it cheese question? When I see the words will it cheese, my brain says, you're asking, can this be turned into cheese? Like that's, actually, hold on though, hold on. Just made me think of a thing, and that thing is that I should probably measure out the cheese now so that it is not quite as cold when I need to use it. So that it will melt more faster. See? My cunning plan. Alright, so, if I'm not mistaken, double check here, fourth of a cup. Yep, okay. 1 ounce is about a fourth of a cup. We need 2 cups, so that means we will need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ounces of cheese. If I were feeling less lazy, I would shred this cheese myself. I'm not feeling less lazy today. I'm feeling exceptionally lazy. Yeah, the other reason that would be nice to shred my own is that this, what I'm using right now, because it's available, is mild. And I would much prefer at least medium, if not sharp. Because it's got better flavor. Also, I feel like I've forgotten some of the questions, like to answer some of them from above. And at this point, they've scrolled so far up that I'm kind of scared to go and try to check them. So if you asked a question that you have a burning desire to have the answer to, feel free to ask it again. And I will attempt to not ignore it this time, or be distracted by other things. Is this going to close? This is the worst resealable bag I've ever seen. What the heck? absolute travesty. Cool. Alright, fine. I guess it's not going to close now. No biggie. Okay, so you're in there. Scrape as much of this out as I can. I have a variety of combinations of ingredients, but mostly just white rice flour, tapioca flour, potato starch, and xanthan gum. Also depends on what bread recipe you're making. I see. Interesting. So do they generally just not use typical flour? I feel like that would probably be the most normal, easy way to make bread that's gluten-free. By not using the thing that has gluten. What a shock. What was an ingredient you had to go to the greatest lengths to obtain, I imagine is the word that you're trying to go for? Oh god. I know there's stuff that I've had to order on the internet, I feel like. That's gotta be right. Oh man, off the top of my head, I have to struggle to think of things that I've made over time. I feel like there's probably ingredients from like some of the vegan cheesecakes that I've made, or just vegan food in general, that's been a pain in the butt to get. Like, sure, you could go to a Whole Foods probably, but like, I never go to Whole Foods. And oftentimes I forget that Whole Foods is a thing that exists, so like, I feel like it's probably gotten less bad lately, where it's like, oh, I need to make something weird. Better check and see if it's at Whole Foods first. Oh, hey, look, it is. What do you know? What a shock. Big old surprise there. Alright, so we are going to measure out an amount of milk to add to this. No, I mean attain? What? Both intentionally and unintentionally bastardized the English, like... There's nuance between those two words, right? Like, attaining something is less of a physical thing generally, right? It's the way that my brain's processing it, at least. Alright, so we need 1 cup of milk. We already established that half a cup is 125 grams. So let's see if we can actually get 250 grams in here. Oh, I think we might be able to. Oh my god. That's fantastic. 253, good enough. Good enough for government work. Water is still not boiling, that's fine. This can go here. Then we're going to mix this in and try to combine it until it is nice and homogeneous. Oh yeah, attain is like achieve. Okay, but I like the idea of achieving an ingredient. Okay, so step the first. So basically, alright, so let me break it down for you. The stuff is a casserole. What is a casserole? Well, it's a bunch of stuff that you mix together and you put in the oven and you bake it, right? That's my understanding of a casserole, at least. If there's more to it than that, then you're talking to the wrong person. But there's two main halves to this casserole. And the first half is the pasta part, essentially, which is the noodles cooked, which are mixed with mayo and tuna. Very straightforward, very simple. The other half is the sauce, which is a combination of the cream of chicken soup, the milk, and the 2 cups of cheese melted together in beautiful, delicious harmony. So, let me just turn this on to a medium-lowish, and wait for it to come up to temperature, and then we'll add the cheese and let it melt, and then we'll take it off the heat so it doesn't reduce too much. Hopefully in the meantime, hey, and look, just like that, our water is just about ready to get some delicious nudes in it. How long do these nudes cook for? Hold on. See, al dente would be 5 minutes. That's not long at all. Wow, okay. Where's the... Here we go. What are you reading at? You are 180, 190? 190-ish. Approximately 190. So yeah. Oh, and the other thing. So at the bottom of the recipe list, you may see we've got topping of choice, parentheses, more cheese. So in the original recipe, the one that my mom always made, the topping of choice was crumbled up potato chips, which is delicious and good and fantastic to use when it's fresh. Generally, this thing makes leftovers. Like, I don't think there's ever been a time that I've made it for a household where it's all been eaten within the course of, like, before getting put into the fridge. If I've made it for, like, a bigger thing, actually, I don't know if it's ever actually all been finished up. But anyway, point is that when you put this in the fridge and then you take it out, if you have chips that you used on top, they get all soggy and not so crisp anymore. Not so good. All right. We're just gonna mix these noodles up until they hit a delicious al dente stage, and then we're gonna drain them. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be just great. Where was I? Right. So yeah, you can, if you want, you can use friggin' potato chips. We started using more cheese. I can't remember how long ago, but it tends to be better because, see, here's the thing. If you don't have anything on top of it, there is the chance that the top can get kind of dried out and overly crunchy, let's call it. So try to avoid that. Don't let that be a thing. But yeah, using cheese to prevent that instead is good because when you nuke it once it's out of the fridge, it melts and is like cheese again, which is the consistency that you want for cheese, to be cheese-like. But yeah, you could use breadcrumbs. I see nothing wrong with using breadcrumbs. I don't know if I have used crumbled bacon before, but I'm sure it would be fantastic. Unless the bacon got a little bit overdone and burned, that would be not so great. Because you don't want to use raw bacon for sure. And just have it cook during, for a couple of reasons, because then you end up with super greasy casserole. But also, I don't think it would cook for long enough. Like, generally when I do bacon in the oven, it's for like 25 or 30 minutes, whereas this would be for 20 minutes. So, probably not what you want. Most flour is wheat protein based, which is where much of the gluten derives. That is science. That is a science fact. A science food fact. How are we doing here? You hot yet? Doesn't look like it. I'll know it's hot because it'll start to bubble. It'll bubble up. Is this actually 2 cups? Yeah, I guess it is. In my brain, I always overestimate the size of a cup. That makes I'm assuming you meant, it makes me think of the process they use to make vegan chicken. Wait, what? What is? Oh, with the whole gluten-y thing? I remember seeing that TikTok that you sent me. I still don't know that I want to try it. It just looks a little weird. Looks a little bit peculiar. Plus, I eat chicken. So why would I want or need vegan chicken when I have good chicken available to me? Oh, shots fired. Right, let's just put the pot holders right there for quick, soon, immediate future usage. I had to learn a lot of the science to make it work. Still learning. Where else still learning? Oh, did I hear it? Yes, it's bubbling. It's beginning to bubble here. All right, so now we're going to dump you in all at once. Why not? Surely there's no problem with that. Then we're going to just stir you up. Here we go. Yeah, get you all nice and coated and incorporated there. Yeah. Good. Double stirring, crossover action. Oh, yeah. This is the content that you've come to expect. Oh, man. Yeah, honestly, the science of food fascinates me, even though there's tons I don't know. But I would like to learn more. I figure the more that I know, the better my food can potentially turn out, right? "45 seconds left. I might as well try one of the noodles to see what the chew is at. Because, I don't know, I used to, like, fully cook all my noodles all the time. Which I've come to realize is not the best. But especially if it's something that's going to go back into the oven and cook for longer, I feel like, you know, boiling it for a lower duration of time, probably the way to go. Also, I take the words stir occasionally to mean stir constantly. It's just how I do. Double crossover stirring all the way across the sky. So intense. Excellent. Alright, let's taste a nude, shall we? Let's also try not to burn ourselves. Just a little bit. Oh yeah, that's perfect. Alright. Go with that. Put on these because this pot gets super duper hot. And then drain our nudes. Drain them. Here we go. Nudes drained. Get up, get off. Get off of there. Get up. There you go. There you go. Alright. Good. Let me double check real fast here. Okay, so according to the recipe, I don't know if this probably doesn't matter as far as the order of things is concerned. Oh, it's bubbling again. It's starting to bubble again. Let's lower the temperature on this ever so slightly while we wait for the rest of this to melt. It's not super incorporated. This is another reason to not use pre-shredded cheese and to use real cheese that you've shredded yourself. But again, lazy, and it works perfectly fine eventually. So yeah, this will continue to melt. Then once it's completely melted and I can't see any streaks of orange anymore, that's when we're going to turn it off. Grab a can and open this can. Oh my gosh. I prefer al dente. I also save the cooked water of the noodles and slowly reincorporate it back into the noodles so they don't stick. More science. Well, see, that is good, but I'm going to be mixing a buttload of mayo into these pretty soon, so they will not be sticking either. Also, I think something about the tuna, the moisture from the tuna ends up having a similar sort of effect. This tuna press is way too small. Need a bigger tuna press. Oh, no. Oh, it's sad. Still might work, though. There we go. I miss having a cat and just, like, squeezing out all of this tuna-infused water into their bowl. Poor Cleo. God rest her. This should be drained enough for government work. Where did I put it? Oh, that's right. I put it in here. So I'm going to have to get a different one. Oh, no worries. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. Nobody panic. It's going to dump all of this tuna into the pasta. Just go shloopy-doopy-doop, like so. Voila. All right. And then rinse the tuna residue off your hand just a little bit. That'd probably be pretty good. Okay. Might be a little ahead of schedule. What a concept. Oh my god. No, all the water. Literally all the water. Oh my god, my cats love that. Right? It's just a nice little treat. Nice little treat to make their water a little bit better. Ew, you said moisture from the tuna. I was worried you were weren't going to strain the tuna. No. I mean, it's just that it's hard to get all... Like, you're not going to dry the tuna. Like, that's ridiculous. All right, I think this is done. So we're going to pop the heat off that. There we go. And maybe just leave that there. It's fine. Then we're going to mix this all up. Do-do-do. Mix the tuna. Mix the tuna and the noodles. Da-da-da-da. Thank goodness that wasn't the case. Moist. It is sad. And again, Cleo was my mom's cat originally. I don't know. Have I ever told... Has the story of how Cleo came to reside with us ever been told on this stream before? If not, then Whitty definitely needs to come and tell it, because she's the one who experienced the adventure firsthand. Assuming that Whitty is listening right now. Can she hear me? Alright, so that's combined-ish. Sure, why not? That works. Alright, so now we need mayo. How much mayo? Ask a cup. How much is a cup? Let me double check. Let me do the math. Where is the mayo? Where is the mayo? Oh, it's hiding up here. Why is it hiding up here? It's a very strange place for it to hide. Alright. So we got 1 tablespoon is 13 grams, so 13 times 16. Hey Google, what is 13 times 16? Google. Hey, Google. Hey Google. What is 13 times 16? You dingus. 208. Thank you. Jesus Christ. All right, 208 grams. Get a different spoon for that, so we don't get tuna up in the mayo. Did I say 206? Oh God, have I forgotten already? Have I forgotten the numbers already? 200, it would be 8 because 3 times 6 is 18. 208 it is. All right, everybody, it's fine. We know how to numbers. Why do I still have that on my head? Clap. Oh God. That's right, right? 16 tablespoons in a cup, right? Relatively sure that's true. Well, if there's too much mayo, who's going to complain? Not me. That's for sure. 201, 202, 209. Oh, too much. 205. Nope. Stop it. Stop. 208. Dip. Give me my amounts. Thank you. There we go. That's what we want. All right. You can plop this in here. Thank you. Oh, you did it for me. I twitches as I forced to back my Stardew Valley mayo. Hey, why is that a thing you're twitching? I was under the impression that you were happy about that experience. Was I incorrect? Was I wrong? Was being the Mayo Emperor not your original goal? Like, explain this to me. I see nothing wrong with this. Alright, so are you still hot? A little bit. Alright. And in the glove. There we go. Alright. And we just kind of mix this up some more. Get it all nice and incorporated. F's in chat? Is that F for failing? Is that F for I feel the mayo coming on? You know what? Also, maybe probably use the actual spoon. Spoons are good for stirring. This weird dinosaur is mostly good for getting specific things of pasta out. Oh my gosh. Am I making a mess? Only a little bit. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. There we go. All right. You can stay there. I'm going to have a little bit of a mess to clean up, but it's okay. It is okay. Don't get him started. Why? Mayo is great. Mayo is wonderful. We need more of it in our lives. All right, so now we're just going to pour this in. There we go. Just going to schloop that all there. Yeah. Oh, so good. Just kind of flap, flap, flap. There we go. A little bit more. Okay, that's about it. This is good enough. More mayo. Never enough. Alright, so then we're going to just incorporate this together. Like I said, it's just all about adding stuff together into a single thing and then putting it into a pan and then baking that pan. I feel like there's some casseroles that are more layered in nature, which to me makes them sound more like lasagna when you really talk about it that way, but oh boy. The Mayo Empire expands its borders, its advance is inevitable. All will turn to the delicious egg-based paste of life, and there, in my mayonnaise, that's probably supposed to say palace, I shall be waiting. All shall bow to me. Why are you? So, are you the hell man that I've heard so much about with his mayo? Da-na-na-na. So now, as you can see, there's this delicious chunky sludge. Chunky sludge of soupy, cheesy, fishy, eggy, noodly goodness. And we're going to take it and plop it into this happy little 9x13 pan. I am Hellman. I am eternal. Well, that's good to know, Mr. Hellman. Oh, God. Plop it into the pan. Plop it into the pan. Plop, plop, ploppity, plop, plop, plop. Plop, plop, plop in the pan. Then spread it out a little bit because it's kind of not exactly spread out the best. There we go. 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 All right. We're just gonna spread you to the sides, make you about even on top. Ish, sort of, so to speak. Palace is correct to the Mayan Empire. Is it? Oh, fascinating. I learned something new. I mean, if I was trying to invoke Mayans, I would probably just, have a temple or something. Mayans had, like, some kind of pyramid structure, didn't they? Am I correct about that? I could be correct. I could be wrong. Who knows? Alright, we need... I'm going to put another cup of cheese on top. I've decided this is the amount that we're going to use. Why? I don't know. It's a number. I've never really had, in fact, I might decide it's not the number that I want. I've never had an exact quantity for the topping because, again, and actually, the original recipe never had an exact quantity for the actual chips that go into it either, now that I think about it. I did not mean to say, do not be fooled by these imposters and false prophets. False prophets of what? Mayo? Must officially play Stardew and not kill one. Stardew's a fun game. I still like Terraria more because I love Terraria, and if you haven't played it, cough, cough, shillelagh, cough. You totally should. Because it's a grand old time. I should also put the mayo back now. Mayo. Let me take a glance at the... Alright, so our dough baby is bigger. But we've got at least another 20 minutes until dough baby has become dough child. At which time we'll be able to potentially flatten him out and let him rise into a dough man. How much am I doing here? No, we're not doing grams. I'm like, why is this number raising the way that it is? No. So 1 cup would be another 4 ounces of cheese. 4 ounces of cheese. Give me 4 ounces. Give it to me now. Thank you. There we go. All right. So, just gonna sprinkle this on top of the casserole. Finely shredded would probably be better, but who cares? It's fine. Well, it's not fine. It's the opposite of fine. It's thick and coarse, but it's perfectly acceptable. Perfectly acceptable. That's more of an accurate statement of fact. All right, so now we're gonna pop this in for 20 minutes, and that'll be that. We just wait. Pop you in, into the thing, Set timer, 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, and go. Let me verify that that is all that we need. That is all that we need. Good job. Good job, team. Proud of all of you. Those of you who helped out and those of you who didn't. Do it, expand the empire. Spread the good word of the Savior is spread. What was it? What is it that, I don't think that Fix is watching right now, but she'd be able to tell me. What is the, I think Josh from Mythical Kitchen calls mayo savory pudding. Is essentially what it is. Which, I mean, I could get behind. Phew, wipes brow. I blacked out there for a second. What happened? Oh, nothing. It's fine. Mine would be the Pepper Kingdom. Oh my gosh. I'd be all about the cheese. All about the cheesecake. So you were chosen. And we can mix them together. Sriracha mayo. What? Can we just not have sriracha? Can it be habaneros, please? I'd be more than happy to support your habanero empire. I do not wish to support sriracha. Sriracha makes my mouth less happy. Like, I can tolerate it in small quantities, but generally if something is flavored sriracha, it's got too much of it for me. But habanero, oh man. Habanero-based hot sauces are among my favorites. Chipotle's not bad either. Don't mind me. I'm just trying to scrape out as much of the cheese sauce as I can so I can stick it in my face. That is a thing that I want to do right now at this juncture before washing out these bowls. And then I will also move the laptop back over there because there's really not anything else that's going to happen over here. Like the rest of the dough stuff's going to happen over there. So let's just plop this in my hander. Now that's cheesy. Oh, another thing. This is kind of like unimportant and trivial, but I feel like it's, a thing that could be moderately interesting. Just like a note on the actual ingredients I decided to use. I guess more specifically the brands I decided to use. So I used generic tuna because who really cares? But I went out of my way to get Campbell's chicken soup. Or cream of chicken soup, as opposed to like generic brand for that, because having made this in the past using generic brands, there is just something a little bit off about them when I do that.
Same way that I always use Philadelphia cream cheese if I'm going to be baking a cheesecake. There's just something off about it if you don't. Though I have used non-Philadelphia cream cheese for cheesecakes that are no-bakes, just because I figure it's probably not going to make as big of a difference. I could be wrong about that. I definitely should at some point do like a blind taste test where I make 2 identical cheesecakes, one of which is Philly, one of which is not, and see what differences I can tell from the 2. You'd probably want it to be a fairly, what's the word? There we go. Probably want it to be a fairly non-flavored cheesecake, like a little bit of vanilla, not like a whole bunch of peanut butter or chocolate or other crazy things, just so that it would be easier to glean the cream cheese taste that we're supposed to be picking up on if you catch my drift. Oh, that's right, the cheese. You need to go back in the thing again, don't you? Alright, people have said things, haven't they? Shall consider this alliance. Habaneros are my favorites. Excellent! Need to send you that habanero dessert recipe. Yes, you do! And I need to make it. What else we got here? I also need this habanero dessert recipe. I'm the pepper king of the country of Texas. Agreed on Campbell's Cream variety soups for recipes. Yeah, in Fun 2 is this, I don't know how new this is, but the one that I got, by the way, you're going to be moving again. Woo! The one that I got is like, oh, now with even more cream. And I'm like, really? Why? What was wrong with the amount of cream that you had before? Was it deemed to be an insufficient amount of cream? Why were you making your recipe that way for so long? Is what I'd like to know. Alright, so put you back there. Try not to get the cords all over the freaking place. Microphone generally back where it was before, I think. And then this guy, pop his legs back up. There you go. There you go, buddy. And tighten it. Tighten it up. Do the tighten up. Tighten up now. The highest of production values. Oh man, this seems skewed as all hell. Let me just try to fix. There we go. There we go. That's better. That's better. Okay, so we're going to be working in this vicinity here. So we're going to want to... There we go. All right, that should do it. Excellent. Just move this so I can actually see my stupid face. There we go. Yes, hey! How about that? Also, well, actually, no. I think the residue that's there now actually came from the dough. But I still feel compelled to wipe it down a little bit. Alright, I think somebody also asked what my favorite utensil was. That's one that I seem to remember reading and not answering before. I don't know if I have a favorite utensil. Does the KitchenAid mixer count as I think it's more like an appliance than a utensil. I mean, whisks are fun. Sure. I don't know. The garlic press is pretty fun. The zester, I love the zester when I need to use it, but I don't use it all the time, so... What else? I feel like there was another one. I mean, the tuna press. Probably the tuna press was the right size for that can. I could have gotten 2 smaller cans, but then I would have ended up with too much tuna. Nobody wants too much tuna. Or too little? Wait, what size is the next one down? I can't even remember. Not important.
Now we just have to wait. Wait until food. For another 12 minutes. Keep them coming. Keep the inquiries coming my way. I desire them. Mayor related or otherwise. Also, feel free to answer any of the questions that I was asked as well. Like, I'm not the only human who has opinions. Pretty sure. Pretty sure I've heard other people voice opinions about things in life before. Waffles between writing, disturbing scene, and fun, nice baking. Why not both? Is both a thing you can do? Is that a multitasking thing you can do? So that'd be pretty neat. Alright, let me try to move these guys away. Finally actually getting a chance to use the leftover butter wrappers that I've been storing in the freezer to butter the sides of this pan. Since it's a step I'm gonna have to do anyway, I might as well do it now. And I gotta say that is some buttered sides. Have I ever used saffron? I don't think I have ever used saffron. You know, I feel like if I did, I'd be just wild about it. And golly, I hope it'd be wild about me. What sorts of things is saffron typically used for, traditionally? My brain is going to like Indian food, but I don't know if that's actually true. Could be a big lie. I'm just a wild about the saffron. Saffron's wild about me. They call me Mellow Yellow. Okay, so that should fit. They call me Mellow Yellow. They call me Mellow Yellow. I should probably rinse this off too while I'm at it, so that it can be used to sloop out all of the delicious casserole once it's done. Swear, this KitchenAid spatula is generally durable and pretty nice, but it is starting to like crack around the tip, I guess you'd call it. The edge. The leading edge of the spatula is a little bit wonky now. Ever so slightly. Alright, you stay right there. You, I can rinse out and kind of just, there we go. Flop onto the brown wrapper and all the other things that I should have put away already. Oh, okay, we good. We good? Everything is fine, everything is okay. Dessert. Wait, desserts or rice are where I've seen it used, but only in small amounts. Interesting. Yeah, for saffron rice sounds like a familiar thing. I don't know. Like cakes are you talking about? I'm technically bouncing between both right now. Favorite chicken meal? Well, clearly the chicken, rice, and gravy meal that I don't think I made it. Yeah, Mom knows. Favorite bean? None of them. No, let me rephrase that. Jelly beans. Boom. Jelly beans are my favorite bean. Favorite ice cream. Okay, so let's see. Thinking to Cold Stone. Actually, oh man, there's so many good choices here. The one that I tend to get the most from Leatherby's these days,
because I like it so much, is a horchata ice cream with caramel on it, and it's got what do they call churros that's served with as well. That's amazing. Before that, I used to always get their freaking just peanut butter and fudge dripped over vanilla, but yeah, the cinnamon one's pretty amazing, or rather the horchata with it has cinnamon too, but from Cold Stone lately, like once again, the peanut butter and chocolate used to be my go-to until I discovered the delightfulness, which is sweet cream mixed with brownies and caramel and fudge, and I think Heath bars. That, I think, is my go-to there. Basically, I was trying to emulate the cake that I got from the food truck, which, have I mentioned this cake from the food truck yet? It's amazing, and I like it. Huh? What about the stuff? The stuff is in the oven right now. We've got another 6 minutes until it's done baking, and then it will burn your mouth if you try to eat it. Yes, even coffee beans. I'm not a fan of coffee. Don't like the flavor. Would much rather have most other beverages. Even tea. I like tea more than I like coffee, and I'm not even that big of a fan of tea. Chicken, rice, and gravy is amazing. Let's see. Yeah, Heath bars. I freaking love Heath bars. I found this is so bad. One of the date nights that Woody and I had, we have this bad tendency to get munchies on date nights while we're like watching stuff. And I found long ago I made some like a salted caramel cheesecake for someone, and it called for like crushed up Heath bar stuff, toffee bits on top, and I used a little bit from the bag, and there was a bunch left over, and it was just sitting in the pantry, and I was like, I want to eat these, so I did, and I ate like most of the bag in a single night. That was a decision I made. Heath bars are amazing. Heath bar's favorite topping. Ooh, nice. Yeah, it's pretty great. I like it. It's got a beautiful flavor profile that it adds to the food. They're perfect. Favorite jelly bean? I don't know that I have a favorite jelly bean. I don't know. Vanilla. I'm very basic in a lot of ways. Like even like the Tootsie Rolls, those flavored Tootsie Rolls, like chocolate. Boring. The vanilla Tootsie Roll. I remember I think for Christmas, I got like 3 packages of that. One year, I did not eat them all fast enough. Did you know that Tootsie Rolls go bad? It's true. It's sad but true. But yeah, probably vanilla Tootsie Roll followed by like all the citrus ones. Red can be at the bottom. It's okay, I guess. But yeah, I don't eat jelly beans that often. But when it comes to just the texture of jelly beans and the flavor that I feel like I want in my mouth when I chew it, probably vanilla. So definitely not licorice. Licorice can fuck right off. Favorite fish? Jeez. I don't know that I've had enough fish to have a favorite, to be honest. Though I would say not salmon. Like salmon's fine, but it's like I don't know. I don't see what the big deal is about it. Whereas Witty and Fix like it a lot. Like I like tuna. I like tuna a lot. Like when I go to sushi places, I like getting spicy tuna and just normal tuna rolls too. I know the killer catfish recipe that we used to make was made with catfish, which is a thing that I also eat and don't hate. Let's see. Would you ever play Bean Boozled? Is that the thing with the frickin' Harry Potter disgusting flavor beans? What are you talking about? I'm not sure what that is. Favorite measuring spoon size? Teaspoon, probably. Because 3 of those makes a tablespoon. And teaspoons are like one of the most common measurements ever in baking. So, though I guess a half teaspoon might possibly be better, because then 6 of those makes a tablespoon, and then you can have 1.5 tablespoons. It's weird regarding Tootsie Rolls expiring. Yeah, they get all hard and like not pleasant to chew. Black jelly beans are your favorite? Oh, well, more for you, I guess. I will eat salmon like candy. All right, good for you. I mean, I won't not eat salmon. It's just, I don't know. It's not that impressive to me. I don't know. Let's see. Black jelly beans are my favorite too. Mom, no! I cannot stand the flavor of licorice. It's just, oh.
Not something I enjoy putting in my face. Never has been. I would say red licorice I prefer more than black licorice. Black licorice I just not at all. Red licorice just like, well, okay, if it's offered and there's nothing else, sure, why not? But black licorice, man. Jeez, what is it? I don't know. What was it? I think it was another Indian food place that I was at where somebody was telling me about some particular thing that they put in or on some of their food that is essentially the black licorice essence of flavor. And I can't remember what it was called. But I remember being like, yep, that tastes like black licorice and I don't want it. Super nasty bean, yeah. You push the bean button and a bean pops out and it can either be tasty or absolutely horrid regarding Bean Boozled. Yeah, I would rather not. I'm a pass on that. But thank you. Also never smell the inside of a Bean Boozled container. Okay, I'll avoid that then, I guess. Can't we just have Jelly Bellies? You know, flavors that are designed to be good and not terrible? I'd like that, I feel, as a thing. I think we're almost done there. Yep, we got 35 seconds. So let me just grab my handy bits. No only danger beans. Don't know about that. Don't know how I feel about that. So let me use my eyes on it. That's probably doubled in size. Yeah, we'll say that's doubled in size. We'll be good to go right as soon as this comes out and I show you all and take a picture for the thumbnail. Actually, I might want to take more than one picture. If I can have a picture of the bread and the stuff next to each other, that would be easier so I don't have to edit stuff. Photoshopping, that would not be hard. 2, 1, 0. Alright. Turn you off. You're going to need to cool down to a lower temperature before we... Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. It looks so pretty. So here we have the stuff. Ooh. Listen to that. Listen to this. Listen to the ASMR. Can you smell it? Can you smell it yet? It's amazing. It's fantastic. It needs to cool off before you cut into it or put it in your mouth because otherwise you will burn yourself. It's happened before. Just trust me on this one. Let's see, must see sin. What? Must send sin black licorice and black jelly beans. We should have a sub goal after we get to this, the one that we have now, which is, by the way, as you can see at the bottom of the screen, 11 out of 25 subs, only 14 subs to go before we have that wonderful, fantastic, amazing, fun, delightful stream where Whitty and I try to make something where she can't see and I can't speak. Only 14 to go. But yeah, we should definitely have one where I'm forced to make and consume things that are black licorice flavored. Maybe I can gain a taste for it. Who knows? Oh God. Make sure to gift wrap it impeccably and attach a handwritten note. I would appreciate that a lot, actually. That would be fantastic. Tries to smell through the computer. Listening yummy. Yes, it's pretty good. It's pretty delicious. I like it. It's one of the... So basically every recipe that I have that I've gotten from my mom is a recipe that I specifically said, Mom, I like this. Please give it to me so that I can make it. There's other stuff. There's tons of other things. Mom used to... Okay, my mom is a champ, okay? All right, if anybody out there watching does not believe my mom is a champ, she is a champ. She used to, make dinner pretty much every single night. So, she has a vast repertoire of things that she can and knows how to make that I don't have now, that I should get before it's too late. Just throwing that out there. Hey Mom, if you want to, as a present someday, just compile me all of your recipes, every single one, that'd be pretty cool. Just throwing that out there as a suggestion. Oh, I have an interesting story about licorice that I can't share, but it's real weird. Why can't you share it? What if you changed all the names to protect the innocent? What about that? All right. In the meantime, hey, it's Fix. Fix wants to eat. Yes. All right, come and I guess take as much of this as you want. Yay. I think making this in the nonstick pan has made the edges a little bit browner and crispier. Yeah. Which is interesting.
unusual, but not necessarily unwelcome. Yes, you feel free to do that. I will wait until you are done doing that before doing the rest of the bread stuff.
Okay.
Which, and by the rest of the bread stuff, I mean, what is the next thing I have to do? You want me to get your own? Get here. Have a spatula.
You.
Have a spatula. Oh wait, before you do that, I do need to take a picture.
See?
Da-na-na-na. There's nothing to do with me getting it for you, though. It just has
But
to
you
do.
always like them in certain ratios.
I do because well, it's not that hard to cut a 12. You just
Yes, it is.
3, 4th. Bam. That increments of 12. That's all you need.
Seems so confusing.
Boop, picture. All right, so go for it. And honestly, it doesn't really matter. Like, even when you just, like, scrape it out all haphazardly, I can just, work around it. Da-na-na-na. See, I've thought about making you kids recipe books. Well, you definitely should do that. I would be very happy if you did. And please do it. Please do it. Please do it. Yeah, I
I'm gonna
think.
smack your leg with
I'm gonna
this.
smack my leg. You think? Ow, my butt.
I told you.
Why would you do such a thing?
Told you.
Thought you loved me.
Why would you do
Yeah,
that?
this is almost a 6th. You did a good job
Yay.
on not making it unsightly.
Oh, if there's scraps, you can put it on.
Huh?
If there's scraps, you can put it on.
Sure, will do. This is what I would. Oh, you might want to move your plate closer there.
Yeah.
This is what I would consider 2 servings, which is usually about how much I eat in a night of eating it anyway. So
Ooh.
yeah, so this can move somewhere for the time being while I do the stuff that I need to do for the bread. I'm gonna let it cool off. What?
I said, let's go downstairs, dog.
Indeed, yes. Now that you have food, they'll be willing to follow. Yeah, but what was I gonna say? Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna do the bread stuff, and then maybe I'll eat some things because it'll be less hot at that point. All right. So go away tuna noodle casserole recipe. Goodbye the stuff. So that was the stuff. Hey, we made it. The stuff is over.
Good.
I'm glad. It was made basically the same way I've always made it.
It's good.
All right, where is the bread? Bread. Here we go. Bread. Okay, so let rise for 1 to 1.5 hours. All right, so grease this with butter. I did. You may or may not have seen it. I think I did it on screen. Okay, so here comes the fun part. All right, so check this out. Check this out. So here I have the dough. The dough has risen. It has risen indeed. Ooh. Slam. Check that out. All right, there's more stuff. Once upon a time, an unnamed individual, we'll call him Steve, consumed hallucinogenic mushrooms and could only intermittently taste licorice? Wow. According to Steve, this did not occur with other flavors. Weird. Wait. So wait, you're saying that everything that he tasted like licorice, or that when he tried to taste licorice, he could not taste it sometimes? One of those is probably true. But anyway, so yes, here's the dough. And the next step is to punch it. So we're going to punch it. There we go. It's been punched. All right, flour surface. Roll into 1/2 inch thick, and then the width of the pan. So I'm going to put this up here for now, so that I have an idea of how wide it can be. Flour. We need the flour surface. Should I use bread flour for this, or should I just use normal flour? It doesn't say anything about needing it to be bread flour, so I guess I'll just use, normal flour. It was like 50-50, unable to taste licorice. See, here's the thing. If I were on hallucinogenic mushrooms, this is a thing that I would never discover about myself, because I don't eat licorice. So, that's so weird. Oh, man. All right, let me grab the rolling pin. Rolling pin so that we can roll it out. Also, real quick. You know what, I'll eyeball it. I'll be like, I know how much 1/2 inch is. I've seen a ruler before. Alright, so here we have our dough. And we're just gonna plop it out here. Now we're gonna roll it. Or at least we're gonna attempt to roll it. Might need more of this flour.
coat this. All right, so you are dough, and you also need to not be too wide because you can only fit this far. You need to be half an inch. Half an inch. How do you make it less wide is something I want to know. This is definitely bread dough. Like, it definitely gives me the impression of bread dough. That's probably like twice as thick as it needs to be. That might be. This is not a rectangle. I feel like if this is supposed to be a rectangle, then that's not a good sign. Steve sends his regards. Hello, Steve. Yeah, the plump ball has been punched. There is no going back. This is the way things are now. No. Roll this way. Roll this way. Yes. Yes. No. No. What do you? Okay. Fine. Fine. Do that. Be that way. It's fine. Oh dear. Oh dear. Don't press it too much. Someone who's actually done bread more in the past is probably going to watch this and be like, "What are you doing?" Like, I'm trying to roll my bread. I'm trying and failing, probably. Failing miserably. Is this half an inch? Am I at half an inch yet? It's so hard to tell. That definitely doesn't look like half an inch to me. That might be better. This also looks a bit not like it. All right. I feel like this edge that I can't see is the thickest, which is unfortunate, but fold it. What? Fold it why? Why would I fold it? Folding was not in the... Oh, God! Folding was not in the instructions. Da-da-da-da. I think this should work. This should be fine. This will be fine. This is what we're gonna go. We're gonna go with this, okay? All right, everybody. Just let man roll his bread in peace. What am I doing? What do you mean? What am I doing? The instructions that I was given for this bread was to roll it to half an inch thick and then to tightly roll it and then place it into the bread pan. Which is what I am attempting to do. Just because you're a bread man and you make more bread than me doesn't mean that I'm not going to follow the specific recipe as closely as I can for the first time I make bread. Alright, come on, little dude. There we go. Let me just move you here. Half an inch is harder than it looks. Great. Alright, can I lift this? Is this a thing that I can do? Alright, can you fit in here? Will you fit? You... Oh, no. Okay, that's not... It was too wide. Oh, it was too wide. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, just get in there. Just get in there. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You are okay. Just deal with it. Deal with it, bread. Hey! Hey! More flour? Wait, where? Why? Why are you recommending this to me? Why is this a thing? Explain. Love you too. Alright, so now we're going to have this be like this. Because it's like, oh, put rag over it. And this one actually did specifically say rag or inverted other bread blow pan. So we're going to have this be like this. And maybe this is the part where light matters, actually. That could be a thing. Because that would give some sort of like opaqueness to not let light through. So we're just going to let that be over there for now. We're going to set a timer for 45 minutes. After which time, bakes at 350 for another 35 to 40 minutes. Okay, so basically what I'm saying is that now we don't have anything to do except wait.
Wait forever. Looks like a burrito before you pour the sauce on. Yeah, I would agree with that.
That seems like an accurate description of what my bread was. Tortillas are also dough, though, so I mean, that kind of makes sense.
Yes. Get off of the counter. Onto my hand, please.
There we go. All right. I guess after like 40 minutes we can preheat the oven again. But yeah, in the meantime, let's have some of our spoils. Some of our delicious spoils. Problem is, like, I don't think there's anything else to make, really. So we're gonna have to have just a nice, wonderful. I could do puzzles. I could do puzzles and converse with my adoring public. That's all of you guys, by the way. You are the adoring public. Speaking of puzzles, I got Ma a puzzle that was made from a picture that was taken of her children and her over a Thanksgiving and gave it to her for a Christmas present. And she just recently finished it. And she sent me the picture, and I'm like, good job, Mom. Well done. Alright, well, before we do anything,
We're going to partake in the fruit of our labor. Even though there's no fruit in this whatsoever. Pretty sure. 90% sure. Magnifique! Pasta's not, like, too floppy. The cheese, the cheese on top gives a nice textural and of course cheesy flavor to the ensemble. I would call the middle some combination of creamy and greasy, which is good. Here's the thing, like, it's a tuna casserole, right? Because there's tuna in it. I feel like the cream of chicken, honestly, does more to mask the actual tuna taste than anything else. To me, this is basically a cream of chicken and cheese casserole featuring tuna and noodles. You like to make a picture of that puzzle? Is that a thing that you've done before with other puzzles? Because I know it's a thing that can be done. I've seen people do it before. Crazy. Yes, I'll just fold the casserole in half. Yeah, so next time I make bread, I'm going to have to try to roll it less thick, I guess, is the goal. No, but you would like to. I see. Well, I guess we'll have to do that for you now. There's a thing you can just, like, do on your own, right? Pretty sure they sell stuff to, like, adhere it together permanently forever. Also, I want to point out right now, let's keep in mind, Mom, that I, the best child, am the one who has tried to make you have memories of the children that last and are visually there. That's a word. That's a sentence. But yeah, I'm the one who set up the picture through Doe to take a picture of all of us together, which I can't remember what the specific reason was. I think it's just because I mean, again, everybody besides me lives there. It should not be hard for all of them to see Mom every now and then. And yet, it was kind of a pain in the butt getting everyone together for that picture. But we did it. And it happened. And it was wonderful. And that's still hanging on our wall somewhere. I think. 90% sure. And then I was like, well, I got another picture of us all together. Let's give her another tangible thing of it. Any toppings you'd put on that casserole, like this one here? Ranch is a condiment that could go on it, and I think has gone on it before, but it's not necessary. I will say, oh, actually, in the past, I have done the whole crumbled potato chip thing on top of the casserole after the fact, so that you can put it on each individual serving that you eat instead of the whole thing and putting it in the fridge and letting it get soggy. Sour cream. Never done sour cream. That'd be interesting. I actually have sour cream. I could try, see what that's like. Assuming the sour cream's still good. How are you good for? Oh, you're good until June. You're fine. You're fine. You are fine and definitely not leaking. That is not a thing that's happening. Let's try a dollop of sour cream. Let's reconstitute the sour cream together real fast. Yeah, about that. Will you stop? You need to stop. You're out of control, sour cream. All right, let's do that a little bit slower and more carefully with more, what's the word? Not intentionally? I feel like there's some word in that vicinity. It's like very mindfully and in the present moment, stir it so that it doesn't do what you don't want it to do. But yeah, no. I mean, again, like I said, I put ranch on it before, and yes, sour cream goes bad. I'm pretty sure. Why else would it have an expiration date? But like sour cream is a thing that is in some, and I mean the one that I've made, ranch recipes, so it's not so far from being there. All right, let's just put a little dollop there. There we go. Just the tiniest of dollops, just to see how we like it, shall we? It's not bad. Sour cream is acting sour. Finesse. Ah, that might be the word. Well, it wasn't the one I was looking for, but it does feel like it fits. Sure, let's put more. Why not? I don't know. In my brain, I always feel like sour cream is a thing that I need on potatoes. Potatoy substances deserve sour cream, and I don't know why that is. Baked potatoes, mashed potatoes. Thick. Sounds so moist. It's pretty moist. It's not a dry casserole, that's for sure. That's probably enough sour cream for now. Off. Be gone, thought. How many adult beverages do I have left in this fridge? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. That's a little late to start. Would have started before the stream began if that were the case. Da-na-na-na. Oh, come on. Come on. I still need to go on my walk today. I have gotten like no steps. Been trying to get 10,000 a day. What am I even up to? Today we are up to a number. That number is less than 1,000 for sure. Oh, it's not. Okay, so 1,100. Still need like almost 9,000 steps. So once this stream is over, thank goodness it's getting lighter later. I believe the starch marries well with the sourness of the cream for potatoes. Oh, that would make sense then. Once again, busting out the science facts. Nicely done, nicely done, nicely done. Delicious.
All right, we got. Here's what I'm thinking. We have 34 minutes of rising left. We have 35 minutes of baking after that. That is another hour and 10 minutes. An hour and 10 minutes is a fair amount of time to be able to do things. Like, just generally not anything things. Let me plug the computer back in. That would be a good thing. Wonder if now would be a good time to actually bust out Terraria. I could do that. That could be a thing to do. There is something that I've wanted to check out. Because apparently they added a new seed for the 10-year anniversary. I like to know the why for things. I too like to know the why. Oh man. There have been points in the past where I have been driven slightly mad from not knowing why for various things. Alright, I should cover this for now. Because I don't know that Whitty wants any. So as to not tempt her, I shall cover it and put it away. Oh boy, oh my. Was that a comment on the Terraria thing that I said? Did somebody mention the idea of endlessly meticulous research? What? Are you talking about journey mode? What are you talking? Oh no, you're talking about knowing why things. Okay. My brain's still on Terraria. Sorry, it happens. There we go. Put you in the fridge. Actually, that is the thing that we could do. We could look up knowledge. How about that? Could look up some knowledge. Endlessly meticulous research is my calling card. Oh man. Well, so when I was in the military, I had to do research for stuff because I was in Intel, and I did not like it very much. Actually, the funny thing is that my job description involved both of the things that I didn't like doing from school, which is research projects and presentations. It's like, not a fan. All right. Why? Do you need to cover yeast? Whoa, that's... Okay, here we go. The autocomplete was freaking me out for a second there. Do you need to proof yeast? You don't need to dissolve active dry yeast in lukewarm water before using it. What? Wait, what? Why did it tell me to? Even though it still says you should dissolve it on the back of the yeast packet. If you buy your yeast in packets, proofing yeast, or as it used to be called proving yeast, serves as proof that the yeast is alive and active. Oh. So that's what that means. Okay. Hold on. Let's read this article, shall we? It's all about bread. Maybe I should have read it before I started making the bread. That would have been a smart thing to do. See, this is even using the exact same brand of yeast that I used in this picture here. See, I've recently been shamed for my research because it was a very specific incident. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Why would someone shame someone for that? That seems peculiar. Let's see here. Active dry yeast. You really need to dissolve it first. Really necessary to dissolve active dry yeast before using it in bread. Inquiring bread bakers want to know. You may have heard over the past year or so that active dry yeast has been reformulated into a smaller particle size and can now be used without dissolving it first, as had always been the requirement. Note, dissolving yeast and proofing yeast are two distinct processes. First, we'll cover dissolving. See the end of this post for information on when to proof yeast. Really, you don't need to dissolve active dry yeast in lukewarm water before using it? Let's put it to the test. Ooh, they did experiments! Ooh, cool. Alright.
So shouldn't talk about it here, but deserve wait. Why do you deserve banishment? What? I shake my head at that notion. See, on the left, dough made with undissolved active dry yeast simply added along with other dry ingredients. On the right, dough made with dissolved yeast. An hour later, the dough has risen. I don't see any difference, do you? Let's shape some dinner rolls. I decided to bake the Decided to bake the rolls all in one pan to make sure neither pan nor placement in the oven would affect their rise. Top row are the rolls using dissolved yeast. Bottom row are undissolved. If you're really tracking this, the row on the left and the middle use dissolved. Okay, all right. Rolls rise for an hour. Still don't see any difference. Nor is there any difference once they're baked. So, inquiring bakers, inquire no more. You don't need to dissolve active dry yeast in lukewarm water before using it, even though it says you should. Okay, so now what about the proofing stuff? Proofing, the proof is still up. Okay, so well, if you're using typical fourth of an ounce packet of yeast, just follow the directions of the back. Dissolve the contents of the packet in the warm water with 1 teaspoon sugar. After 10 minutes, mixture should be bubbly. Once you've proved the yeast is alive, go ahead and add it to your recipe. Reducing the water. Okay, this isn't answering my question. The one that I actually looked up. But it is giving me some interesting information. Let's see. I actually never proof yeast. I use SAF Instant purchased from our website. I know it's always fresh and vigorous. Okay. But I did put a packet of Fleischmann's to the test. Yeast dissolved in warm water with sugar on the left. Same yeast 20 minutes later. Only a few small bubbles after 10 minutes, but 20 minutes did the trick. Were you expecting foamy? Nah, but definitely puffy. Okay. And that's proof enough the yeast is alive. Alright, so bottom line. Dissolve yeast in warm water with a bit of sugar to prove it's alive. This shouldn't really be necessary if the yeast isn't close to its expiration date. If you purchased it from a store with a decent turnover. However, if you have any doubts about your yeast being good, go ahead and prove it. So I guess, really, you could, and I mean, ultimately let's say you've got yeast, right? You've got yeast that you're going to use in your bread product. If that's the only yeast you have, and you try to make the bread, then it'll work or it won't. Unless you're like, okay, proof from yeast. Oh crap, it didn't prove. Guess I better go out and buy more yeast right now before I make my bread. I mean, I guess that's a thing. I mean, because otherwise you won't have bread. But, I don't know. I feel like if I buy, like, okay, for example, today, if I'd have tried to proof the yeast and it hadn't done anything, I would have been like, oh crap. And then I would have gone on to the next packet of yeast to see if that one worked. Once I'd gone through all of them, if none of them had worked, I probably would have just been like, well, I guess I'm not making bread today. The end. That is the story. Yes, why do you deserve banishment? Wait, hold on. Whoa, things have been said. I will air my shame if you actually want to know. First off, I doubt there's all that much actual shame involved, so I am a little bit curious. Because the impression I'm getting as an outsider to whatever it is, I feel like it's one of those things that's like, oh, we are insecure about the things that bother us more than other people around us are and judge ourselves more harshly for them. If you don't want to tell it on the stream, then I'm not going to force you to at all, but I am curious what you think is so bad about researching that you deserve shame and banishment? So, let's see. I know what I did, but I can't guess what you did. Best to keep those skeletons in the closet. So, okay, I can explain. Waiting for the explain. While I wait for the explain, I will keep perusing this. Let's see here. Fellow blogger Mary Jane said I should let you know that if you want to dissolve your active dry yeast before using it, go right ahead. She's right, no problem with dissolving it if that's the way you've always done it and want to continue. But if you want to save time... Let's see. Alright, the other day. Quoth Shillelagh, the other day. Proof. Aw, see, look how sweet my mom is. She's the sweetest mom. Nope. That wasn't what I was looking for. Cover. Nope. Also there. I was writing absolutely senseless smut. Okay, as one does. They had to make the actual floor plan of the house they were in. Okay. I imagine it was relevant to the plot. Had a feeling. I hope that the banishment and shame isn't purely from the smut writing. I hope there's more to this. Like, is that it? Like, I don't see why that should be shame. Unless you, like, went to... I mean, this isn't a reason, but the reason you might feel that way, if you, like, went to someone and, like, hey, I need this for this reason, and then they shamed you for it, I think that's kind of, like, a not cool thing for them to do. No, it's the fact that I had to floor plan the entire house. Why is that bad? Wait, so this... Okay, so what you're saying... Okay. Here's my question. Did the floor plan of the house matter to the scene? Because if so, then that's what you had to do for the scene. That's fine. And even if it wasn't, like, there's nothing wrong with work. Okay, this, I guess, is a bit of a loose usage of the term world building. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with excessive world building that's not going to show up in the story in the event that A, you change your mind later and then it becomes useful to have, or B, you decide to write more in the same sort of setting later and it does become relevant. Like, I think that that's fine. That's over like, as long as you don't feel it's a waste of your time, I think that's all that really matters. Oh my gosh, Papa, please stop. Yeah, I'm still not sure why he wanted us to cover the yeast in the beginning. It's very confusing. Also interesting how he didn't have me use any sugar. Though there's sugar in milk, so I mean, I imagine that's what was happening there, but it's like, why? So strange. I almost feel like leaving a comment on the video and being like, hey, so why did you say to do this part? See, I have an inability to write literally anything without a certain level of granular detail. Interesting. I am... I'm definitely not like that with settings. Like, when it comes to settings, like, I feel like I'm actually pretty not great a lot of the time. At having enough detail and or, you know, thinking about it enough ahead of time and not just like writing it by the seat of my pants. When it comes to plots, like that stuff I outline stupidly hard ahead of time, but when it comes to like settings and stuff and details and world building, I'm a little lazy sometimes. A little bit. Like I try anything that I feel is going to be relevant to the plot. I try to world build out. Though I realize that if I were to do more thorough and extensive world building, it might actually impact the story in ways that I might not realize. Like, I'm aware that that's a thing, but whoops. Oh well. Who knows? Maybe I'll get better at it over time. I've used expired yeast and it still works. Okay, but the yeast itself was still alive, right? Like this, I'm guessing. Kind of like the way that eggs can be expired and they're still not bad, and there's ways to test it. Like, I feel like that's what the proofing process is for, right? I may have to get you to design something for me. Yeah, commission out your skills, and there will be no need to be ashamed for anything. They'll be paying you. See, I may or may not have attempted to make a map for a megastructure with close to 1,000 floors. Whoa! Where do you have space for that? You know, here's what you do. You make that map, and then you build it in Minecraft. Go for it. I believe in you. I've seen it done. I will never, but I've seen it done. Yeah, I'm seeing all of these things like, do you even need to proof your yeast? It's like, I mean, you could risk it. It's just like anything. It's like,
Do I need to check and make sure that my eggs are still good? No. They could be bad. You'll find out once you use them. But it could turn out fine. Who's to say? In terms of detailed planning, I also tend to do that with plot. Yeah, I've tried. And actually, I could go back to the last thing that I was trying this with that I was making kind of okay headway with until other writing stuff popped into my life and made it a living hell. But yeah, the vast majority of things that I've finished, which again is not a lot of things, to be honest. When I was younger, writing things, starting them, and never finishing them was basically my MO. But everything that I've finished writing, especially of novel length, I've had to outline super extensively. Like, come up with every single plot beat that was going to happen from point A to point Z in order to actually write the damn thing. Because like the whole concept of like, oh, you don't have to write a novel. All you have to do is write a scene, and then you write another scene, and then you write another scene. That's how I do stuff, and it's worked. But in order to do that, I need to have a logical progression of how one scene connects to the other, and what things I need to know in a particular scene. So I need to reveal that information to the readers in a previous scene. Like, those are the main things that I try to figure out when I outline, is how does scene A connect to scene B, on and on and on, all the way to the last scene. And working backwards, essentially, what do I need to know for this scene, and where is the best place in the story prior to that to put it in that it A, feels the most natural and makes the most sense, and B, I like. I do that in Minecraft. Yeah, I mean, I might do it in creative mode. I would not do it in survival because that would make me real sad. You know how to test if eggs are good, don't you? Yeah, you put them in cold water and see if they float. If they float, don't eat them. I have built massive structures in Minecraft. 'Tis fun. Yeah, but it takes forever. I'm trying to make this school from Persona 5, and it is. I'm just. Man, I need to mine more stuff and do more work on it. Also, it doesn't help that the server isn't always up. Sometimes it drops and then I can't connect for long periods of time, and that makes me a little sad. Same regarding not finishing writing projects. Cannot just free write, or I will write myself in circles and go on random tangents. I usually write myself into corners more than that. It's like, but this mostly is with the whole how does A connect to B thing. It's like, okay, I want this to happen, but I'm here and there's this chasm. I have approached it from the wrong direction. What do I do? And I mean, even when I outline stuff, sometimes that still happens, but like it happens way less often. And the most recent one that I finished, which I took about a year or more, I think a year and a half maybe, hiatus from writing. Normally when I write, I try to just do it all in one shot. Just like write every day, a little bit every day. Just as long as you do a little bit of something every day, eventually it'll be done, because nothing is infinite. Like, you will come to an ending place. And like this, I understand with like art and stuff, like you could probably like tweak it forever, but eventually you're gonna get sick of doing that, and it will be done. But yeah, so normally that's the way I write. But I got to a point where I'm like, I don't like I don't like the reasoning for what's happening here. I thought I liked it ahead of time when I was outlining it, and then as the story came together, I was like, I don't really as much as I thought, so I need to think about what I'm going to do with it. And I eventually did come up with a way to do it, and I eventually finished it. I don't know if I'm, like, super 1,000% as proud of it as I could be, but it's done. It's yet another thing I've written that's never going to get published, so. See, outlining is just better. Agreed. Also have difficulty finishing projects. Outlining is what I use too. Good. I'm glad to see we're all on the same page. As opposed to trying to juggle mountains of plot points here in your head. Yeah, that's also a thing. Outlining means I won't forget anything that I need. Because that's what I usually, like, for any particular scene that I have in an outline, I was like, okay, this is what happens in the scene. Like, these things generally in this order. And these are the pieces of information that are revealed, whether it be through exposition or otherwise. Yeah. And then I write the scene.
See, I feel you can just achieve such a better product with outlines. Outlining is what I had to do in D. Oh, wait, for snapping my fingers for the D&D thing. Really? That's a thing? I don't know. See, I have zero experience or idea on how to write a campaign. Because you have to account for the stuff that the players are going to do, which you don't know ahead of time. Right? How do you do that? Same regarding reasoning. Sometimes when you arrive at a point in the story. Yeah, usually if I outline enough and I think about it ahead of time enough, normally the story does not take on a life of its own and go into a direction that I did not intend for it to go. However, again, for smaller parts of the story and of scenes, that has happened. So... See, any writing is better than no writing. Agreed. Outlines can help push the story forward. I mean, definitely for me, because again, I tend not to write things if I don't have an outline. Like the last thing that I was writing that was not outlined, I was just like writing a little bit every day, and I was jumping viewpoints. Like basically, what I was taking inspiration from the group writing project that I have, where like you'll write something from a character's perspective. And then I'll be like, well, this is about all that I have to say from this character's perspective right now. What's going on with this character? And it's like, oh, and this character does a thing, and the thing that they do impacts or alters or drives the story in a way that wouldn't be as relevant if it was just still being told from that other perspective. So I was doing a lot of that and hopping from like, first it was between two, and then I added a third one, and then that's when my life got turned upside down by the other writing thing. I was like, oh... I need a whole stream to explain how I prep for any D&D campaign. Well, I don't know how long you consider a stream, but we have another 47 minutes to go before we have bread. So if you want to do that now, you are more than welcome to do so. Also, Rip Torque having to deal with me as a player. Oh my god. You're not that bad of a player. And by which I mean... I feel like I would not have a problem with... Like, you have not had crazy decisions that I've seen happen in the things that you've chosen to do while we played. I don't know that anybody has. I think the craziest thing so far has been the excessive drinking, hallucinating a fire, and then jumping into rivers. Like, that's probably the thing. Well, okay, so we did blow up that ship. But, I mean, that wasn't our fault. That was just because we decided to go into a place with fewer forces than we needed after giving the bad guys way more time to prepare than they probably should have had. Whoops. We didn't blow up the ship, though. They blew up the ship. We just went onto the ship. Well, you did bust a hole into the ship to get into it. But it's whatever. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Oh my, that's a lot of typing. I mean... Voice to text. That's a thing that you could do. I don't actually feel so cold anymore. Which might be because I was baking something, so the temperature of the house has gone up. So I could feasibly take off the sweatshirt. But I think I won't for now just because I don't want to have to take the apron off and put it back on either. Avert's gaze in vandalism is bad. I mean... I would say that not respecting personal property is a thing I would say I disagree with. Try not to disrespect others' personal property so that they won't disrespect yours. I'm glad you love our group. I feel like I am not always the most involved... Which may just come from the manner of character that I'm playing. I feel like I was more involved as what's-her-face in Squeaks' last one. Melshimber, what's-her-face? Seraphina. I feel like she was more involved because she's just a generally more boisterous character. Actually, Radiant Murder Backpack may have been up there with nutty moments. I just want to say... that I don't think it can be blamed on us that that your character is still suffering from exhaustion. it was a necessity. You had to get around. I was able to get you around faster. It worked out. I want to look at the dough. I want to look at it so bad. We got another 10 minutes. I'm definitely not going to wait an hour for this to proof. Like it can rise for not proof. It can rise for. Why do I use the words interchangeably and incorrectly? Just rise. Proofing was a long time ago. No more proof required. Yeah, I'm not gonna wait another 15 for it to rise. It's gonna be what it is. It's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. Let's see. He do be going through it though. Yeah, I mean that's true. Get some freaking rest already. That would be nice. Oh man, I'm half tempted to make more queso. Oh damn it. Oh damn it, I shouldn't. I definitely shouldn't do that though. Because I should not eat an entire thing of queso by myself right now. Or the chips that I would obviously be eating with it. But we do have cheese. Like I was saying, nope, not happening. Not gonna do it. Sorry, can't convince me. Because even though I used shredded cheese that's in the fridge, I never remember what evil Kermit's voice sounds like. It just sounds like Kermit's voice. But no, we like even though I used pre-shredded cheese, we have like a pound, I think, of unshredded blocked sharp cheddar. Yeah, this was actually purchased for the same Cinco de Mayo when we accidentally bought too much cheese. So I could make queso right now. In fact, hold on, this is 32 ounces, 2 pounds. We could make 4 servings of queso. That's stupid. That is way too much. What would this number... There would be over 3,000 calories in cheese alone. So yeah, we're just going to leave this... What is this? Another thing of cheese... Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, how much were you... Okay, so you were... Hold on. It was 8 ounces, right? This is 8 ounces. I have to double check that recipe now. Hold on. Queso, do it, convince Gare Palpitates. Here, okay, here's the problem. Here's the problem, people. If I make food, I'm gonna need to eat the food. Because it'll be there. Otherwise, I will have made food for no reason. No one's going to be eating it. That said, I'm not going to eat all that food. I have weight goals that I'm trying to attain, and eating more food than I'm supposed to in order to reach those goals will not help me. I'm sorry to say it. It's just the way it is. Also, Kalis is great. Don't diss her. I mean, she's alright. She's not bad. She could be worse. Kalis is amazing. Needed in the... See, but that's the thing. And honestly, and I know this is not the way you're supposed to choose characters, but like... People were like, oh man, this is a vital role and we're going to need it. And I'm like, sure, I'll fill that role. But I don't usually play paladins or this character type. I wonder if it would have been better / more fun if I'd have picked a character that I like, if her motivation had been different. If I hadn't been like, oh, sure, I'll have her be part of a like war hero family and like needs to try to live up to her friggin' expectations that she's set in her head that no one else probably has for her. Yeah, I don't know. But it's true. Her personality's been established now. There's no going back from that. Eat it, send it to you. It's not gonna keep. It's not gonna keep, my friend. I'm pretty sure sending queso, like even if I were to like send it in dry ice or something, that's what character development is for. Well, I'm gonna need people to try to help her character arc go into a less paladin-y, stuffy, by the book goody two shoes person and let her open up, because she's not gonna do it on her own. I can guarantee you that. She needs some sort of mentor to help. But she needs someone to she's all that her, really, except in a personality way and not a visual way. So, yeah, so we have, I think this is 4 ounces of cheese. This would be about half of a serving. Do you even want to make half of a serving of queso? I feel like that's questionable at best. that motivation can change. Oh boy, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do to my character? I mean, let's be fair. Let's be fair. We all know that all of our characters are gonna die in the sewers anyway, so it's not gonna matter. Okay? Because we are in rough shape right now, and I'm pretty sure that we're not even halfway through. You are currently unconscious? Wait. No, you're not. Didn't you wake up? You were knocked unconscious 3 times, but you got up again, because we're never going to keep you down. So I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Nope. Wait, when? When did you go unconscious again? Did I miss that? Was that the last thing that happened in the game? Challenge accepted. Have great plans for... Oh, God. Oh, well. I look forward to seeing them. It was nerfed right at the... Oh, man. Well. I don't think I have any more healing that I can give you. So I guess we'll have to rely on our cleric that I always forget is a cleric because I never see them do anything cleric-y. Ever. At all. Zagan is a force of chaos who appreciates everyone. I want to say this might be like bad for me as a player, but I really forgot that Urzoth, right? Urzoth's the name. Relatively sure that Urzoth was even there most of the time, just because not speaking up much. Which, I mean, granted, I am guilty of not speaking up from time to time myself, but, like, I would literally forget. Like, I remember there was sometime early on, what was it? I think I was, like, trying to find a doctor or something, and then, like, a comment was thrown out, if only there was a cleric here, and I'm, like, thinking, yeah, if only there was one. Oh, wait, you're a cleric, aren't you? And that was just like, I felt awkward enough. I'm like, nah. I and my character forgot that there was a cleric, so I'm not going to bother asking. And it is okay, I have ADHD, so I lose track of people real fast over conference calls. Yeah. Is that another reason we wanted to start Zooming them at some point, I think was brought up? Oh, 2 minutes, and then we can bake. Oh, I should preheat the oven. There we go. New plan. Once the oven's preheated, then we can bake. You would enjoy Zoom? I would probably be okay with Zoom. Like, I don't know. I think I have some just negative flashbacks from the Zoom D&Ds that I tried to do before. The reason they were a disaster is because I was not there, and I was zooming in, and everyone else was there, so my ability to understand anything with multiple people talking at the same time and not necessarily even talking about the game was impossible. And it was a miserable experience that I never wish to actually do again like that. But we'd all be in separate places, on separate microphones and stuff, so I'm sure it would be fine. My character did not originally have this motivation. I fell into a narrative trap. Wait, which one? What, the force of chaos who appreciates everyone? The miserable experience was me being the one person on the Zoom call trying to play with other people who were there and not being able to hear what was happening because of the crosstalk. Like, if crosstalk is bad in person, it's like 1,000 times worse when all of the voices are going into one microphone. Yeah. Would not recommend. So... I should have paid closer attention and preheated sooner. I guess I could take a peek at the dough. See if it's ready. Once the beepy beeps beep. Which should be very soon. Soon beepy beep time. Put you in the sink too. All things considered, there we go. All things considered, the sink is not quite as terrifying as it could be. Like, there's a fair amount of things in it, but most of them are sizable. So, like,
it looks more full than it actually is because there's fewer things in it. Yeah, it's interesting. That group actually, well, I don't know if the group's still going, but one of the people in the group was like, oh man, I super hope we can do D&D again sometime soon. And I have not responded to that person. So I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm fond of the group anymore. Sorry about that. Such is life. Okay, it's heating up now. Oh, yeah, that's right. We're going to take a look at our dough and see what happens to our dough. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Do. Oh my gosh, look, it's bread. Holy mackerel. Yeah, this is ready to go in there as soon as, although this side here is a little bit of a divot. There's a little divot. Are you? Oh, it's a little jiggly too. It's a little jiggly wiggly bread. How about that? Oh man! All right, so I'm happy with it. Oh god! Okay, let's not dump it onto the counter. That would be terrible. But yes, I'm happy with how our little bread man looks. He is not a gingerbread man. He's just a bread man. So, but yeah, he definitely rose. Rose so much. Now I want more food. I want to have another piece of the stuff. Really should figure out how many calories are in that thing. So actually, I could go to... What is the name of that site? The one that I use all the time for that? Fitwell? Maybe? Nope, probably not. Oh, that's probably not right. Recipe calorie calculator. Very well fit. That's what it is. All right. I survived my near-death experience, aka the massage. Was this a Lola massage? Because I mean that's the only one that I would describe as a near-death experience. And if so, why did you go to Lola? It's painful. Jiggly is good. Well, good. I'm glad that it's doing what it should do. Hey, by the way, princess, look, it's bread, or at least unbaked bread. It will be baked soon. And yeah, so at this point, everybody knows I had a big family that got nerfed in Season 1. So what happened was I intended Zagan as a heavy support character to presumably counterbalance the rest of the dark backstory. So I made a cheerful, socially well-connected character with a large family, and then Season 1 happened. LOL. And everybody died? Question mark? Also, this excellent looking bread. Thank you. Brooke massage similar to Low. Oh, that's okay. All right, I remember this person now. I haven't met this person, but I know why they look familiar. I have seen them in place. I was unaware that Brooke massage was what's the word I want to use? Intense, I guess. I'm wondering what June massage is going to be like because so she's kind of smaller, like on the small, but she's like as a professional massage therapist, you got to have the upper body strength to get in there and just pound those muscles into submission. So I imagine she's able to do that, but I can't imagine her having the sheer murderous thumb strength that the Lola Mashas had. June's the one who I have the bartering system set up where I exchange the cheesecakes for massages. Betting she has enough bony fingers to let's not do that. I'd rather not get stabbed. Was extremely deep tissue. Well, as long as you don't end up in pain later, like if it takes away potential pain you might otherwise have, then that's good, right? Okay, we're so close to putting it in. So close. Come on. Let me double check there's nothing I'm forgetting here in this process. Let's see here. Okay. Moving to the middle here. All right, so pan, let rise, good. Okay, bake, 350 degree oven for 35 to 40 minutes. Yep, okay.
then let rest until completely cool. So yeah, we're not gonna be cutting into the bread probably because I don't want to wait for it to cool down. But on the bright side, we will, get to see the bread. Try not to stab it with my fingers. There we go. All right, are you ready for this? All right, so 35 minutes to start. Oh, that's warm. Five, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Boom. All right. And, yeah. So that's, deepest tissue. Deepest lore. Just wait. Just wait for what? I feel like I keep on... Oh, I did hear Whitty open her door. Aw, hi, Whitty.
You opened your door.
Hi, how are you doing? We just put bread in an oven.
Wow.
And in another 35 minutes, it will be bread, maybe.
It will be bread?
It will probably be bread. And
Fingers crossed?
Fingers crossed. We also made this stuff.
Nice.
Oh, I'm not on camera right now. There's my face. Hey. Actually, I'm going to tilt this just so I can lean because I'm a lazy person. There we go. Yeah, this is where the bread will live. And I took the liberty of putting the stuff into the fridge so that there'd be another layer between you and eating it. Just like you said.
Thank
but I
you.
haven't frozen it yet because I don't know. Vic's probably going to have a bunch of it.
Did you explain my rationale to the stream?
I did not because this is the first time you've appeared.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't have much of a need to prior to that.
I was trying to explain to Sin how I have very little self-control when it comes to delicious things that are just in the fridge for the eating. And any level of roadblock along the way to eating those things is just one more, stop.
She can't.
It's just one more step to try and help keep my willpower intact.
And I brought up the fact that,
Hi, Symphony's mom.
I brought up the fact that typically she doesn't eat the stuff from the fridge cold. She usually puts it in the microwave. And putting frozen things in the microwave just makes it take slightly longer. I feel like her willpower is not what's that, how do I phrase this? I feel like her ability to break her willpower is strong enough to wait another minute or two in the microwave, is what I feel.
But
I believe in her ability to have patience so that she doesn't have to have patience.
But see, I'll be opening the fridge a lot, and if it's just sitting there watching me.
But you'll know in the back of your mind it's in the freezer.
You don't know how ADHD works.
Oh, well.
If it's not in front of my eyes, it's not there.
What about me? I'm not always in front of your eyes. Do I not exist?
What was that noise?
The dog clacking on the thingamabob. She's a weirdo. She's a weird little doggo. She's a weird dog. Look at this weird dog. Look at these dogs. Oh man, so doggy.
You're weird.
Look at those socks. They don't have cats on them, but they do have.
Cat patterns on them.
Wait, what?
Look. It's
Was it like a leopard? Dog. 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 Other dog. Do. Everyone's saying hi to you now.
Hi.
Such cuties. One of these days, I don't know when, but one of these recipes is going to be me making dog treats.
Oh yeah, that'd be so fun.
If you know of and or could find a decent recipe for dog treats, then that would speed up that process.
I do not know.
Oh wait, no, we want to tilt this onto the bread. There we go. Or onto where the bread will eventually be. Dog, other dog.
That's my reaction every day when I see them.
Mine is
He's like,
Dog.
yep, it
Dog.
is.
other dog. That's my reaction generally. So.
Yeah, for me, it's much like when I see cats. You know, my IQ steadily decreases the closer to me they get.
Do you love cats? Do you love every kind of cat?
I do,
Do you just want to hug all of them?
but I can't.
Why not?
Can't hug every cat.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Mom has a recipe for dog treats.
Ooh.
How about that?
We can do the oh my gosh, my brain just derailed. We can do this Infinity's Mom brand dog treats
Uh huh.
recipe on stream.
How long does it take to make? Would it last a whole 2-hour stream? Do you think? Could we stretch it, or would it have to be combined with other stuff to be of sizable length? Your cats are huggable. I want a huggable cat. Oh my god. Okay, wait. I have to show you something. Okay. So, earlier this week when I delivered the birthday brownie stuff to my friend,
Yes.
in her household, she has some kittens.
Uh-oh.
And I got to hold kittens.
Aww.
And if we wanted to have one of the kittens, apparently that is a thing that is not impossible necessarily.
Yeah, if anyone has kittens, they are generally very eager to give away those kittens.
Look at these adorable little assholes.
Oh, look at them.
So cute.
Oh,
So cute. Look at them. Look at the cats.
babies.
They're so cute. I kind of want them.
Do you have a
They've got
specific?
feet beans.
Do you have a specific kitten that you're getting attached to?
I feel like the one that was camouflage was the one that was crawling on us the most. The stripy boy.
Stripey boy.
Yeah.
Aw.
And then here's another one where they got a little closer. I wanted to do an actual
Aw.
video, but
So cute.
I was afraid they wouldn't stand still long enough, and my video recording takes a little bit to actually start up. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're so adorable.
Kittens are great. The only problem is that when they're kittens, you don't know what they're going to be like as adults.
Why is that? Why do their personalities
because
change?
childhood and
Unacceptable. So what you're saying is that we need to adopt an adult cat.
yes,
An adult cat that is affectionate.
yes.
Is what I need. Okay, so where do we find these cats? And how can we ensure that they have no health problems so that we will never have to take them to the vet?
That's not how health problems work.
Are you sure? Could you be mistaken about that? I beg to differ.
Yes, there are many places to uncover adult cats, and yes, we could always get one. I found that orange male cats,
Hmm.
that those seem to be the ones that they're just. They don't have two brain cells to rub together, and they tend to be
They
really
don't
sweet.
have two brain cells to remind, because I mean, Squeaks and Doe, their cat is orange. Midas, the one that we helped pick out, if I recall
Do
correctly.
you think he's very smart?
No.
Is
No.
that my
And
point?
I mean, I don't know how affectionate he is at this point. I remember at one point there were complaints that he was super whiny, but the reason that we picked him originally, I think, was due to his being affectionate. But he was also smaller and younger at that point. We have one adopted adult cat. She's great.
Yep.
I want a great cat. Give me a great one.
Yeah,
Here's what we do.
Take you to the shelter.
We'll give
and you can-
Jasper back to your mom, and then we'll get a cat. So that we'll still have two pets that are expensive, but one of them will be one that I care about. As opposed to the two we have now that I don't care about.
Could take you to the shelter, and we can just cat sit until you find.
Weren't you going to
the
foster
one.
cats at some point?
I was considering it, yeah. If I can get work from home,
Mm-hmm.
but generally you foster kittens.
I mean, that'd be okay. I actually have 2 dog treat recipes. Ooh, okay. One says 1 hour and 40 minutes, and one says 40 minutes.
Why are they laughing?
That'd be perfect.
I'm trying to think of which thing that we just talked about that they're laughing at.
Well, what? The me that I don't care about those ones? Wait. But seriously, I love cats. They're perfect. Yeah, I mean, I used to think I was a dog person until I had cats. And then I was like, cats are better. The end. End of story. Period. Fight me.
Get you a Siamese, it would never shut up. I don't know how affectionate they are. They're just loud.
I don't want a loud cat that's not affectionate. That's the worst thing.
I mean, if you thought Cleo was loud.
I didn't think Cleo was loud.
Okay.
Cleo didn't talk much at all.
No, Cleo talked to me.
Oh, well. Yeah, it was regarding Jasper. Yeah. Here's the thing: we wouldn't
She's
be
a
getting
good
we
girl.
wouldn't be getting rid of Jasper. Their mom lives super duper close. We'd still be able to see her all the time. It
I
wouldn't
don't
be
know
that
if
bad.
Jasper would murder a cat because
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have to do with. Even though she did.
Oh, it's about having the.
It's
number
about the
of pets.
expense of. Yeah.
Oh well, make Marie pay for Jasper.
I mean.
Fix.
Oh yeah, that's right. All right. I look
Cleo
forward to that
was
text.
Perfect, and
She was a
nothing
sweet little bab.
you say can convince me otherwise.
Regarding thinking I was 100% a dog person before having cats, yes. But no, I
I thought I was 100% a cat person before I got a dog. So.
I couldn't remember. Have you told the story of how we got Cleo on
Oh my
stream
gosh,
before?
I don't think so.
You totally should because it's a fun story.
It's not interesting.
It's fun. I like it.
I'll try and remember it, I suppose.
I'll refresh your memory if I remember any bits you don't? Question mark.
So, well, from what I can remember,
And Mom can add commentary because she
Yeah.
was there.
Cleo did not belong to us all the time. Cleo used to belong to Sin's mom, who lived up in Washington. And Sin's mom's landlord, I believe, was an asshole. Is that okay to say on stream?
Well, it's okay to say, but I don't know if that part's specifically accurate. Remind me, Mom, this was when you were moving, right? And you were moving to the place with the friend who had, like, the 3 big dogs? Is that accurate?
That
Incorrect?
is true, but I believe that the landlord was also an asshole.
There was an intermittent step that also did... Oh,
Because they were kicking out your mom with not sufficient time, if I recall. But
Oh, that might have been the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, they were basically Sin's mom could not really fight the stuff the landlord was doing because, you know, a lot of times you just can't afford to do that.
Mhm.
And anyway, so long story short was that she had to move.
Mom says the landlord didn't pay the mortgage and we were told we had 22 days to move.
Yeah.
So less the landlord was an asshole and more that they were incompetent, I guess.
Well, in any case, assholery or not, she had to move on short notice, and the only place that could be moved to on that short notice had 3. I mean, they're very sweet dogs. They're a cross between.
Sweet.
They look like a cross between pit, like bully breeds, and Dachshunds. So imagine a bully breed size and look of a dog with very short legs and a long back is absolutely comedic. Anyway, they all thought cats were delicious, and that was the problem.
So does Alf.
So I said, oh, well, you have to, I believe due to some chicanery, we had like 3 days to get Cleo. But I can't remember if that was the case or not, or if I was just like, well, anyway. Oh, we were trying to like ship Cleo down. Because I said I can take Cleo. And we were trying to look into, you know, shipping her down from Washington to Utah, but it was all super expensive. So I just said, well, I have time over the weekend. I can just drive from Utah up to Washington, grab your cat, and then drive back. So I did. I drove 14 hours up to Washington, stayed over there and helped pack for a day, and then drove 14 hours back with a cat.
And then she was ours.
And then she was ours. It was the best. It was a lot of fun. It was a fun trip.
The airline wouldn't let me ship her without someone being with her. That was, and yeah, the cost of. Also, like, I suppose it would have been possible to fly with her and then fly back, but that's money. That's why.
Ridiculous. Meanwhile, I spent a couple $100 on gas and got a good road trip out of it. But.
And I will be forever grateful to you for doing that, says Mom.
Aw, I was happy to.
Yeah, ever since Cleo sadly passed away, I have kind of missed having a cat in the house. Because cats are cool.
It smells like baking bread in here.
Does it?
It does.
Mom said earlier that the smell of baking bread is one of the best smells in the world. And I have a poor sense of smell. And can't smell it yet.
Yet.
Someday. You offered to do that, the flying and flying back? And I'm imagining you were like, that's expensive. Don't do that. I'll come.
Yeah. I was like, give me an excuse to drive and go on a road trip, please. Yeah.
14 hours is a lot of
I
driving.
was really surprised at how tired I was after that 14-hour
Really?
drive. Yeah. I didn't expect to be so tired, but I was. It even just driving it's mentally and in a small sense physically taxing, and I ended up sleeping a bunch.
Yeah,
the next day.
that doesn't surprise me. Like, you have, like, driving, you're supposed to be alert the whole time and reactive to stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
But yeah, it was 14 hours of driving, and so with breaks and stuff, it was a little longer too. So I think I left at like either 4 or 6 in the morning and got there at like midnight.
And then
or something.
8 hours of sleep. Why don't you have a pet then? You used to have a dog.
Well, it's
And then you just got the dog rid of.
it's expensive. Hey,
So get a gerbil. Get a pet rock.
gerbils aren't fun.
Oh?
Well, okay, I guess.
What
that
is
would
the
be
most fun, least expensive animal? Graph me. Okay, here's what I want to see from you.
the entertainment
Yes.
to
Cost ratio of an animal.
I would say.
And I want you to graph every animal that you know on this graph somewhere.
I would say fish, but nobody finds those as entertaining as I do.
I mean,
I like watching
clearly
them.
some people do.
I can't really hug them though. You can teach them tricks.
You-
Goldfish. Have you seen the video of the goldfish playing soccer?
No.
Someone taught their ranchu that they would get treats if they put a soccer ball through a little plastic soccer goal that they stuck in their tank. Yeah, it's so cute.
That's funny. I know. Recently I saw a video where people were like looking at things on Reddit, and one of them was pictures of black orandas, I believe. They're like, these look like mutant raspberries or something like that.
Yeah, that's about right. Orandas are so cute. Ranchu are even cuter. Ranchu are water puppies.
What?
They're so cute.
Hold on, I gotta look this up.
Yeah, look it up. Look it up on your phone and then show the chat.
Oh, I was gonna look it up here so I could see things about. Oh, you know what I was gonna do is I was going to put the ingredients for the stuff into this thing so I can remind myself how many calories it is because I don't remember. So I can know how much I ate so I can be like, I could have another piece or not. Oh my god, if only maybe if I could, there we go, use the keyboard. That's smart. Last time I drove to Washington and back a couple of years ago, I decided I wouldn't want to do that again. Took me weeks to recover. Made that trip many times, but don't think I'll do it again.
Yeah, it's pretty tiring.
Flying's better, especially now that you're getting vaccinated and you the planes are a thing that exist again in life.
Technically.
I mean, literally. We used 3 cups, so let's see what this gives me. Or more importantly, let me see what things it says is wrong. Oh wow, really? It's not asking me to change anything? I'm astonished. Alright, so the whole
Well,
thing...
it depends on whether you, whether it calculated out the right stuff.
Yeah, I think it did. Seems like it did. Or at least it's a close enough approximation. So 4,067 calories.
That seems about right.
So 4,000, hold on. So divide
So
this by
each
12.
eighth of it is 500. Hee hee.
Oh god, why did I do that? I cleared the recipe instead of doing what I wanted to do, which was merely refreshing it. Okay, so 12 servings. So I only had 339 calories in that?
Man, I totally need more food.
Wowzers. Airport in Vegas still scares you being an international airport? Why? Oh, because it's big and you will get
And
lost or
it-
something?
Well, it's international,
So?
and right now they
Oh,
have
well.
the scary Indian COVID.
Yeah, okay, but like at the same time, don't we
And
have...
God knows what else, the Ebola crap.
Like, I know the UK has a big old thing where it's like, oh, you can't leave because of reasons and stuff. But, like, don't... Like, I would think if India's got this outbreak, maybe they would also have a situation like that where
I
people
haven't-
aren't supposed to leave? Or is
I
that
haven't
not?
looked into it, but there's no way they're going to be able to contain it.
I see, I
And
see.
plus, now everybody is saying, "Oh, you don't have to wear masks," so now all the unvaccinated people can pretend they're vaccinated.
Yeah, but then... Okay, so again, Mom, until you become a vaccine person and achieve maximum, yeah, maybe avoid the airport. But, like, once you do, your odds of getting it are very slim. So I wouldn't worry at that point in time if I were you. But that's just my opinion. 14 more minutes or
It's always
more.
going to be more worrying than not going, but
All right.
more worrying than never seeing your son in person.
Right? Never visiting the wonderful state of Utah where your son
And
lives.
seeing these cute dogs.
Yeah, where you can pet this neurotic creature
She's being good.
at the moment.
What is she got?
I don't know.
Are you chewing on stuff? Are you
Oh my
chewing
God,
on
look at
these
her.
pants?
Still going to wear a mask for at least the next 5 years, says Mom. Okay. All right, well, if you don't survive another 5 years, then I'm going to take it out on you because you said you'd wear it for another 5 years. So you've got to at least live another 5 years, Mom.
Sounds
I'm thinking you need to live another 30
nice.
years, please. Do it. Make it so. All right, so let me do some math real quick. So
Reading about how the flu transmission rate was rock bottom because of everybody wearing masks, which is funny.
yeah, now that I actually have masks, I feel like if I do ever feel under the weather, I'll just, wear it
That's what
like
I mean. That's
they
what
do
we
in
always did
Asia.
in Japan, yeah. And it's the nice thing to do.
Don't wish what on you, living another 30 years. I wish that you will live forever. How about that? Take that. Have fun, don't die. Don't get eliminated.
Man, I took such a good nap.
Did you? That's what was happening?
Yeah.
Oh.
How long has it been?
Since I started the stream?
Yeah.
2 hours and 53 minutes.
Oh, what a good nap.
Yeah, I invoked your name earlier in regards to the Cleo story. Something was, I can't remember what specifically it was. But yeah, I was like, if ladies can hear this,
Sorry,
but
Woody.
no, you were
Woody
sleeping.
could not hear this. Woody was in dream.
30 years is not too long. 30 years is just another 50% of what you've already lived. It's fine.
There's length and then there's quality.
Yes, and we will give you the best quality of life that we can afford. Spared no expense. 12 minutes. And then bread.
Delicious bread. Are
Better.
you gonna put anything on the bread?
I'm not even going to cut into it until it cools off.
Oh, why not?
Because it needs to cool off.
Does it?
Yes, it
Says
does.
who?
Says Joshua Weissman, the bread man.
The bread man.
You tell her, Shillelagh.
Oh,
You tell her all about the bread man and how
okay.
and his bready ways.
Wow.
His yeasty doings.
My favorite thing about his videos is the B-roll. So the B-roll is the footage at the very end of each video where it's kind of like food porn of the creation and or I know you can eat it warm, Mom.
See?
It still has to cool a little bit. I'm not gonna put bread that came right out of the oven into my mouth to burn my mouth.
Piping hot bread.
Troke and Shillelagh wanted me to make more queso, and I'm like, I'm not going to eat queso all night. There's
It's probably for the best.
with the giant 2-pound block of cheese, we could make like 4 servings of queso.
We need to do something with it before it starts molding.
It's not gonna. It's completely like it hasn't been opened at all yet, and it says it's good until at least next month. So warm but not hot. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'd have to wait at least another half hour, and I'm like, I'm good to just show you the bread. Like you can imagine what bread tastes like, right? It tastes like bread.
Is there anything special about this bread, or is it just bread?
It's literally just sandwich bread.
So
A
just
recipe for sandwich
a
bread.
white sandwich bread.
Yes, white. The whitest of bread. And I mean, the video, like, it looks like the one he makes because he's a pro. It looks legit like something. Aside from the fact that it's not already pre-sliced, it looks just like anything you'd buy at the store.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Was there any complications while making it?
Okay, so here's what's weird is during the proofing process, he said to cover the yeasty milk with like plastic wrap, and I forgot to do that.
Oops.
But none of the other proofings that I've ever done have said to do that.
Oh, it looks pretty bready.
It's looking like
how
bread.
poofy it is.
Yeah, I was actually afraid that it might press up against the top rack.
Oh, it's so close to doing that, but
Yeah.
it hasn't gotten there. It's probably not going to at this point.
Yeah, I figured that the size of the risen loaf was not too high, so.
Oh, it's so exciting! Wow.
Yeah, bread, guys. But yeah, so there was that. That was one thing that happened. The other thing that happened is when I rolled it out and then rolled a tight roll and then put it into the loaf pan. It was a little too wide, so I had to kind of faff with it a little bit to get it to
Shillelagh
fit.
has told me about bread.
What was the thing that I?
You were asking Shillelagh to describe Bread Man to me.
Yeah, but that's not an answer. That's
think
not an
that's-
adequate description.
I think that is an adequate description, actually. Succinct, yet descriptive.
He did a video where this was during the pandemic too. He went back to his old restaurant that he used to work at, and he did every single shift position over the course of 24 hours in that restaurant. And it reminded me of my 24-hour streams where at like 2 a.m. he was like a zombie.
That's funny.
You were supposed to tell her about Joshua Breadman Weissman, who I don't remember why. So because he said to let the bread cool before eating it and cutting into it and stuff,
So-
which Whitty thinks is bad. So,
It's just because I want to eat a ton of bread right now because I'm hungry.
do you want to turn that bread into French toast?
No, I don't like French
Well, then
toast.
you don't.
I'm sorry.
Disappointing.
I'll leave in
Oh.
choice now.
Oh, yeah, bread. But yes, cool it. Aha. That is smaller than the bread that you get at the store, though,
Yeah,
by far.
yeah.
Because those are like double sized or something. Remember that bread we got after that one baseball game? Where they're just giving away free bread
Oh,
from
yeah.
that truck?
Yeah,
It was,
that was pretty
so
cool.
weird. It was good bread.
Truck bread.
What brand was that? I don't remember.
Well, apparently
It was like a
their-
local brand or something, I think.
Yeah, apparently their marketing efforts didn't work properly.
Right?
because
Well,
they
I mean,
can't
it was a long time ago.
It was. And we do remember that.
If I
then.
saw it again, I might be like, oh yeah, that's the one it was. Nani? No Choke is like, why not French toast? Why don't you like French toast? What about it?
No
Don't you?
French
You love the hotcakes at Penny Ann's,
I do.
and those are basically like French toast but different.
Um,
As a breakfast bread product.
It might be that it's just been long enough because I know my taste in sweet stuff has changed a lot, and there's a lot of sweet stuff that I used to find nauseating that I don't anymore. But
Whereas I love sweet stuff and don't know what too sweet means. So.
And I think part of it too is that I hate maple syrup type stuff. I hate syrups. like pancake syrups and stuff, and I seem to recall that heavily features in French toast.
What if instead of that we put?
That's why I never put it on pancakes. That's why I put powdered sugar on pancakes.
What if I made you some French toast, but instead of putting syrup on it, we put cream cheese icing?
That might work. That actually, I think
just
that,
make you
I
some
think
cinnamon
that,
roll French toast.
I think that might be the reason why I don't like French toast.
Because you don't like syrup?
Because I don't like
Because you're a
syrup.
heretic like that?
Uh-huh. At
Blasphemous.
least I still like tuna.
Syrup's delicious. Well, yeah, at least you do. Hey, Princess, you still here? Or did you run away again? You must have gotten that from me. Love sweet stuff. Yeah!
See,
Mom's all about...
I'm totally fine with honey, but for some reason there's something like about maple syrup and its ilk that...
I also, it's funny because I also like eating honey on waffles and pancakes and French toast. Oh my!
My favorite thing to eat with chicken nuggets is to have them with honey.
It's pretty good. Yeah. You actually introduced me to that concept of just having with honey, though I still prefer honey mustard. I think personally. Hey, what about real maple syrup? Not just like because again, actually, hold on. We do actually.
All right, let's do this.
Hold on.
We're gonna test.
Check this out. Oh, let's see how expired this is. It's hard to see. I think it might be up here. Oh, here we go. Oh, it just expired
No,
in April.
That's totally fine.
It's funny.
It's a lotus.
We've had this forever. But no, yeah. So we
But
actually
it's
have.
even better to contrast.
So we've got our what is this called? Country Kitchen Original Syrup. Cool. All right. Ingredients: high fructose corn syrup, water. Contains 2% or less of cellulose, gum, salt, natural and artificial flavors, caramel color, sodium, benzene, blah, blah, so on and so forth, etc. And then we have maple syrup. Ingredients. Maple syrup. So...
All right.
Let's take a whiff.
My
My nose doesn't work.
Am I gonna try?
Gluten-free.
Oh, good. Good to know.
U.S. Grade A amber color, rich taste.
Am I gonna taste test them and see if I like them or not?
Best if used. Oh, this will be good until 2023. Well, what are we gonna put it on? Oh, should we
My
blind
finger?
taste? Here's what we'll do.
All right, I'll blind taste test it.
This will be fun.
Do you want me to come over there so they can see?
Are you? That depends. Are you definitely 100% not fasting then?
I mean, I'll break my fast for your stream.
For science. Well, this isn't
For
going to be fair.
science.
You're going to be able to tell the difference. It's not going to be a blind test because this is cold and this is
Oh.
not.
Well,
So
that's okay. Or we could still, I don't know, you could put it in the microwave.
I worry that this is not a microwavable bottle.
You could put it in a Tupperware and then put it in the microwave.
That's not real syrup. This is real syrup. Yes. Yes.
Put it in a little Tupperware. Put the Tupperware in the microwave for like 5 seconds.
Do we have any little Tupperware? I think they're hiding over here. Somewhere, maybe.
There's one right here.
That one's been used, I think. I put
Salty syrup.
other measuring things in it. All right, but we need like 2. We need 2 of them.
All right, if you want me to just pour it in my mouth from there.
Yeah,
Okay.
clearly. Oh, wait, we've only got 2 minutes left on the bread.
Yeah, you better move fast.
You bet. You know what? Look here, you. He's back.
I also might be able to tell because it looks like the viscosity is different.
Well, the viscosity might change as it heats up, is my thought.
Yeah.
But one of them's a different color, too. So...
All right. Well, I'll close my eyes and you'll put one in my hand. And, then
And
I'll
if you
taste
close your eyes, does it almost feel like nothing's changed at all? And if you close your eyes, gonna heat these in the microwave right
it.
now.
Wait, I thought you were eating one in the
I'm
microwave.
eating them both, so they'll both be warm.
So they'll both be scalding and burn my mouth?
So you can wait a little bit.
It's probably good enough. Yeah, they look. Oh my gosh, they're hot.
Yeah, be careful.
They smell terrible.
Don't breathe this.
I mean, they smell terrible.
They smell like syrup,
Yeah, which is awesome.
which is
All right,
terrible.
I'm gonna change the camera back to a looking at the food area camera because we're gonna have food to put there soon. In moments.
Also, hello back to the person I said hello.
Is it imaginary, sir? Wait, hold on. Yeah, okay. So where is my? Here it is, and we're going back to kitchen cam. Woo! Hey, hey, ho, hey, ho, ho.
Good.
There we go. Sty. 14 seconds, 13 seconds. Let me turn this light back on so I can actually see the bread. If it looks baked,
I'd say it looks baked, maybe. What do you think? Do you
I
think?
think it looks baked.
Okay. I was like, doesn't have the same deep brown on the outside that bread sometimes has, but I don't know.
It's white sandwich bread.
I
mean, I'm sure you could bake it longer. I don't know.
We've got some bread.
That looks bready.
Alright, so
What we're gonna do is, as best as we can without burning our hand. How hot are you? Really hot. Ooh, crusty. Listen to that, yeah.
Alright,
so-
that's our channel. Bread scratching.
Okay, let me get this under my hand. Yeah, I did almost murder. God, it's so slippery. It's
You
non-stick.
should get the pinchies.
That is not going to help.
Okay.
I guarantee it.
The pinchies.
There's
are
less
silicone.
friction.
Do you want me to help?
No.
I could hold the pot with the pinchies. Like, what are you trying to do?
I'm just trying to
Oh,
dump this.
it's still pretty.
Yeah, I told you.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm just letting you know that those are useless.
No.
They
they're
are
great.
useless. Absolutely useless. Is it imaginary syrup? Not a fan of syrup either, except boysenberry. All right, get out. There we go. There we go. Oh, there we go.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh! Look at it. Oh, it's bread.
Plap.
Wow.
Done is bread. Done is bread. Done is bread. Done is bread. Dun na 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 bread. Dun na 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 bread. All right, so now you're gonna try some syrup.
Make sure the syrup's not gonna burn me. Like touch it or something.
I'm touching it.
No, with your.
Oh
You're
my
not
God.
touching it. You're touching the.
Okay, so this is. Hold on.
Put your finger in it and tell me if it's.
This
too
is
hot.
115 degrees,
Oh,
which is
that's-
less than 120, which is edible, and this is like 112. No, 100 and less than that. Which one do you want to try first? This one or
I
this one?
thought it was supposed to be blind.
Yeah, but do you know which one's which?
Yes.
Okay, so then close your eyes.
Okay. I'll come here and close my eyes.
Okay. Blah 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 blah.
Oh.
Do 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 do. Nice face. Alright, so that's number one. Are you gonna cleanse your palate first, or there she goes, cleansing her palate. That is one beautiful loaf. Why, thank you, Shillelagh. I'm very proud of this bready boy that we have right here.
Okay.
I mean, you don't. Okay.
No, that's even worse.
Really? Oh,
Ugh.
that was the real one.
Oh, yeah. It definitely has a more maple flavor, which I hate.
I think we found the root of the problem. But yeah.
I mean, the other one definitely tastes much more artificial.
But does artificial always mean bad? To that I say no. Sometimes things that are artificial are good. Even the best of things.
Ugh. Oh, okay. Now we know.
Thank you. Yeah, I have no idea
still dislike it.
why the colors are what they are, but also, I don't, is this lip that's underneath this, this side of the bread normal?
Probably.
Makes me sad. A little bit sad.
It's
Weird,
fine.
weird lips. Anyway, yes, I will probably I want to turn it into French toast, but I don't know if I actually will because I almost never make and or eat French toast that I've made at home. So I don't know. Time will tell. But we did it. We made a thing. We definitely totally made bread, and now I'm gonna definitely totally find someone to raid. See who's streaming, who's on right now.
Yeah, I would assume the lip is normal if it's normal on the sides, which
Yeah.
it is.
Bosun, once again, and Sarkonis. I feel like... Let's kill Sylvester Stallone? Oh, he's playing Call of Duty. Oh, my God. But Sarkonis is playing fantasy golf, which sounds fun. And also, I think it's been a while since I've rated Sark, even though Sark has way more viewers than I do, so... Ibosin could use it more. But I also want to spread the love. Lip is normal. Okay, well, that's good. Root of the problem hasn't had enough syrup. Hey!
Gross.
I agree. Alright, so let me go into the typey type. Alright, so on Wednesday is going to be the next stream, and we're going to make a coffee cheesecake, which I've located the recipe I want to use. I can't remember if I still have espresso powder, if I need to get more, but it's going to be great. It's going to be chocolate cookie crust with coffee filling and chocolate ganache on top. It's going to be amazing. I'm not going to have any of it because I'm getting a massage for it. It'll be great. And I don't know what we're doing Friday yet. I will figure it out and decide. It'll
Can't
be
believe
fantastic.
I broke my fast for that.
It was barely it was less than whatever. Well, go ahead and have real food then. Go, have real food.
Go have stuff.
Anyway, been a joy as always. See you next time. See you next time, Mama. Love you. What time? Probably 4 or 3 for you, but I will keep you informed. See, if you're a part of the Discord, you'd be able to tell because the day before / day of, I always post like an announcement. Hey, the stream is going to start at X time. So maybe when I come visit, I'll teach you how to use Discord, and that can be a thing too. You have an appointment at 3? Well, don't know what to tell you about that.
He'll record the stream.
Yeah, guess what? You'll be able to watch it later. All right, hold on. /RAID. Oh God. Raid. There we go. Sarconius. Boom. All right. So, yeah. So, anyway, so thank you very much for coming and being a part of my magical baking adventures and experiences. What's my outro? Right. I hope you all have wonderful, fantastic, amazing, delicious food until we meet again. And I love and appreciate all of your various faces. So, bye-bye.